You're right.
Just trying to find my other sock.
You're just sneaking about.
No, me and Jean are gonna play Mario Party.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's your good news?
Nice jump, Alistair.
Chrono 713 just subscribed.
Nice jump, Alistair.
CR4CKSH07 just resubbed for 27 months. Inhouse Day Resub Day.
Indeed, grazie. Shit. Okay. Damn. EVNBBD. Some kind of tournament going on? Bet Boom Dasher. What is that? The Ashwin and Plague are not coming this week. Ashwin's away and Plague's knackered, so he's chilling. Looks like we've failed to connect. I mean, Red, if you're down, I need a body. I just said wait. Alright, next game, Red.
5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Radiant team ban.
Coming.
Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick. Radiant team pick.
I speak for the trees.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban.
Lion.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban.
These are some real Game 3 goons that have been assembled for Game 1 tonight. And I feel like most of the players in here are pretty good, right?
10 seconds. Radiant team pick.
Dire team. I don't think NP is. I don't think they abuse it as much. Past the laning stage, I feel like a lot of these games, from quite a few of the teams, descend into people farming for 20 minutes.
10 seconds remaining.
And they'll take a tier 1, then maybe even group up and take a tier 2.
5 seconds remaining.
But then they'll just sort of go back to farming, and then they'll maybe go get the Tormentor, and they'll all hit jungle creeps for a bit, and if you're picking to win lanes, I think you should be tempo gamers. If I think about the games that we've lost, and these are like Ancient and Divine bracket games where I'm way out of my depth. Hello? Oh, the door just opened on its own. That was mysterious.
Face the light.
I feel like a lot of the games that we lose in, and obviously I'm only Archon 5, so a lot of the games that I play in are way harder. But in a weird way, when I then play in the Goon stacks, it feels harder again, because I know if I go into a fight or get a good stun or get a good jump, that my teammates like Ashwin and Plague and guys like that will notice that and take advantage of it. And equally, we don't have to have a fucking chat before every fight. We don't have to discuss things. People just buy dust, they buy wards, they just get on with winning the game. And
Nice
sometimes
job,
when you're
Alistair.
playing with the Goons...
Mythical Meat Just Resubed for 33 months.
Grazie. You look at the items they've gone and what they're doing, and you realise we're losing. And they don't even realise it.
10 seconds remaining.
I mean, we had a game the other day. We desperately needed to push and try and get some buildings. And our carry was hitting jungle creeps. And it's stuff like that that I don't think I'd catch better players doing. So, in a way, when these lads pick to win lanes, and they do, a lot of the time, they just use that to then go and farm. And I think that gives the enemy team time to catch up. When you see them and they're doing it right, they win the lanes and they just fucking roll over you. And we've seen that in some of the... I mean, but we've seen it in games like... We watched a Wogan game where he was PA, and it was like, when it got to the late game, the decision-making is so poor. And there's been no conversation about who to go on. What do we need to do to win the fight? I was playing with Eri the other day, and this was the game where he was troll, we were against Lina. Literally, all he needed to do was kill the Lina, and we win the fight. And we were very close. We fucked up, like, one big fight. But it was close. Eri kept us in the game, because he's right. He spotted. If I get on this Lina, she's dead. Just need to get on her. You need to bait her out. I will get on her. He itemized for the win condition, which was kill Lina.
5 seconds
And
remaining.
that was it. And I feel like in a lot of these games, they don't identify the hero they need to go on. It is whoever you see. And sometimes you'll see them, like, for example, they need to kill the PA or they need to kill the Brew. And they're like chasing a lion. And you have 3 of the heroes chasing a lion.
Team ban.
And it's just like you're losing this fight. So stuff like that. So I think in a lot of the ways, picking Nature's Prophet in these games, I think one of the strengths of his is obviously that he can rotate throughout the laning stage, help secure not only his own lane,
10 seconds remaining.
but he can help to pressure other lanes
5
because he gets a
seconds
free
remaining.
TP, and he comes from an unexpected direction. The Goons see Nature's Prophet, and they know that Sprout is annoying, and that you can try to steal Brain Runes. That seems to be it. No, I have a little plastic box. Listen. It's like a box that vape batteries come in. And I use it as like a stress toy. I just squeeze it because it's kind of pleasant to squeeze.
Dire team ban.
I didn't think the mic was picking it up. Can you hear it now? Here, I'll do it again. Let me know if you can hear it. Did you hear it that second time?
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
What about this? Let me know if you can hear this.
Dire team.
Did you hear me snapping my fingers? But did you hear me snapping my fingers? Yeah, no, it's a weird noise. It's the feeling of it. I'll show you. I'll show you what it is. Well, because nothing's
5
happening.
seconds remaining.
Hold on. It's just this little plastic box, but because when you squeeze it, it's kind of fracturing the plastic on the corners. So it makes quite a pleasing sound. It's got a pleasing kind of resistance to it. And I've had a stressful day, so I'm just kind of squeezing that. I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm not saying it's professional. I'm saying I'm a good streamer. I'm not saying I'm going to keep doing it. I'll put it down. But that's what it was, and that's why it was happening. Prophet Grim, Dawn, Zeus, Sven. So I'm guessing this is Ben, Zeus, Epic Doom, Sven. Actually, maybe. I mean, Winston and Vidicus are two of the best supports you can get, if I remember rightly. I think Zalaper is way down the list.
Remaining.
Let's have a look. Is Zalaper even on a GTI team?
Nice jump, Alistair.
Uncultured Butter just resubbed for 27 months.
So Clavs is number 4 on the list of GTI players. Winston is 54th, which kind of surprises me. Vidicus is 61st. Tomps is 7th. So Tomps and Clavs are top 10 GTI players. Epic Doom is 72nd. And Ben is 21st. So if I had to put money on this game, I would back the Radiant team. And they've picked Viper 2. It's Zalaper carry and Clavs mid Viper. And you've got Vidicus Dawn. Doom is playing Prophet. And Larald is playing Sven. So Viper used to be a good counter to Zeus because he always gets tagged. Like when he uses his Q, it's gonna jump to Viper. So you try to farm with your Q because you can't approach because essentially old Zeus had no escape. So you would try to escape and you just get fucking jumped. You mean moot. The word you mean is moot. People that say it's mute, you're wrong. It's moot. It's not mute. It's moot. The brew set? Yeah, it's pretty spicy. Go ahead and Google it. A moot point is one which is basically not worth arguing because it's already been decided, essentially. Like, for example, if someone had quit a company and they just handed in their resignation and you were debating what to do with them and how you could keep them, or, you know, what difference they would make to the project, or you were saying if he did this project or that project it'd be so much better, and you say, well, look, he's left the company, so it's a moot point. Like, they're gone. It's literally, we're discussing a point that's already been settled by something unrelated to the topic we're talking about. Something like, essentially, it doesn't change. Yes, the joke about the moo point is that essentially the cleverness of the joke is that he's saying it's a cow's opinion, it doesn't matter. So his definition is correct, but how he got there is wrong. Which is quite funny. So really, the fact that he is not understanding the correct word or its origin, it's moot, because he's still using it correctly. Like that is actually a genuinely funny bit. Like it's a very that's one of the most clever jokes I think I've seen on Friends. If it was on Only Sunny, people would be losing their minds.
The battle begins.
I feel like Only Sunny is this generation's Arrested Development. In that my mum never liked Arrested Development, and Always Sunny is, as far as I'm concerned, it's okay. It's just a little bit too wacky for me. Whereas Arrested Development is, to me, the pinnacle of sitcoms. Like, one of the best that's ever been made. And still so quotable. Like, so anyway, I started blasting is a thing that you see people use a lot, right? It came out at the right time for a generation that likes memes. There's always money in the banana stand. I remember a certain Mr. Merlini's advice many years ago, which was stop using Q to farm, buy a null tally, and learn to last hit as Zeus. And you'll have a much better time, because then you can use your W for harass. Zeus does hit for 68 with just a circlet and a couple of branches and a fairy fire, so his auto attack is not great. If you're up against a hero that has a really good auto attack, it can be trouble. But yours and Vipers are pretty similar. So Always Sunny and Arrested Development. Wait. Arrested Development started out 2003. That was when the first season of Arrested Development was. When did Always Sunny start? So 2005. God. I certainly don't remember anybody talking about it in 2005. Arrested Development was kind of pretty big. I don't know if... I mean, I know in the UK we didn't have, like, access to it in the same way. I certainly had no idea it was made in 2005. That's loco.
History may forget you.
Either way, you certainly see... You do see a decent number of people referencing Arrested Development, but I feel like Only Sunny gets a lot more attention. These effectively hide my thunder. There are dozens of us, like the Never Nudes and stuff. Like, there's just every episode. You know what? This is a really stupid bit that me and Mrs. F still do. Like, to this day, I will find it for you. Like, we say this every time either of these words comes up. I don't care about the game. This is funnier.
What kind of job?
Beads.
Bees?
Beads.
Beads. What kind of job? Beads. Bees?
Beads.
Beads. It's the way he's angry about it being bees, but then he's even angrier about it being bees. And that's why you always leave a note. That kind of stuff. Like, there's just lines in there that I know that me and Mrs. F are both massive fans. But anytime someone says beads, the other one of us will say, beads? And then they'll say, bees. And you're like, bees? Like, whichever way around it is. Always do it. We cannot help ourselves. We do it every fucking time. Beads! Like, it's just so stupid, but it's just so... I don't know why. I just found it so funny. Oh, nice from Tomps. So, Winston there could have popped this at any time. Might have saved his carry's life. And that's why you always leave a note.
Nothing more than a stain.
June Parmesan. Ah! Claps is... Oh my. Wow. It could be death for Ben. Nope, he's a liver. Does Winston know he can pop this manually?
Money changes hands.
Imperator Hour, I'm going to assume that you're American. Americans fucking love Monty Python. And think that quoting it is not cringe. It's cringe. It's a very boomer thing to quote. In my opinion. And this is as someone who grew up with Monty Python. I am sick to fucking death. It's dated. Most of it's dog shit. The movies were good, but even then, it's just like listening to the Beatles or the Rolling Stones over and over and over. It's too much. Let's move on. You're not British. So where are you from? Well, your writing comprehension certainly says that you're British. I don't know what's happened to standards in the last 20 years, but fuck me. Judging by the quality of writing in the Triforce mailbag, British students are doomed. I think Doom goes down, but how was Peep Show received? I mean, the guy that wrote it, Jesse Armstrong, wrote Succession, and one of the guys that starred in it, David Mitchell, is now like a darling of the UK comedy circuit, so let's say it was pretty well received. That show had Olivia Colman in, by the way. Like all good British comedy, you look back over the years, Olivia Colman keeps fucking popping up. One of the best actors we produced of her generation. Phenomenal actor. And there she is in fucking Peep Show. And what was it called? It was a sketch show. It wasn't... Ooh, it had Garth Marenghi was in it. I think most of the people that were in British comedy in the early 2000s were in it. It was called something like Butch or something like that. It was like one season. Didn't do much, but they all went on to do other bigger, better things. Yeah, she was in Mitchell and Weblook as well. She might have been in Green Wing. A lot of people were in Green Wing. I mean, Tamsin Greig started off just being in, like, Black Books and Green Wing. I saw her do Taming of the Shrew, and she was fucking phenomenal. She is superb actor. Stephen Mangan as well. Superb actor. There is a show with them in, Stephen Mangan and Tamsin Greig, called, I think it's called Episodes. It's about a British writing duo who go to Hollywood to write a TV show with Matt LeBlanc. It's brilliant. Bruiser, yes. So, Matt LeBlanc is really good in it. And Tamsin Greig and Stephen Mangan are, of course, brilliant in it. I saw Stephen Mangan and... what's his name? He was Tom in Succession. I can never remember his name, annoyingly. Tom... What's his name?
Yeet! Tower is under attack.
Matthew McFadden, who lives near me, with his wife Keely Hawes, I believe. So it was him and Stephen Mangan as Jeeves and Wooster at Richmond Theatre. And let me tell you something. Me and Mrs. F went, and it was one of the best theatre shows I've ever seen. It was fucking hilarious. It was so funny. They were brilliant. Brilliant. Just two comic actors that are just like completely at the top of their game. Completely in sync. And Tom on Succession was my favourite character, along with, God, what the fuck was his assistant? They're not his assistant, but the bozo, Greg. The disgusting brothers, right? They were my absolute favourite characters. They were so funny. So, it's Stephen Mangan, who is brilliant, and Matthew McFadden, who's brilliant, as Jeeves and Wooster. It's pretty much just them for like an hour and a half, 2 hours. Here's the awkward part, okay? We get to the show. We're on time. We've ordered some gin and tonics pretty late at the bar. Not too late, but you know, the show's starting in like 20 minutes, so we order them. Unfortunately, there's lots of other people in front of us. We're waiting for our G&Ts. I think we might have ordered 4, because we think, oh, let's get 4 in, and we'll get nice and pissed up, and we'll have a laugh. So we're waiting, and we hear the curtain call, and everybody sat down, and we're still waiting. And I said to the barman, I think we'll have to cancel because the show's about to start. He goes, oh no, we'll wait for you. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, we'll wait for you, don't worry. They waited until we had our drinks. The whole play waited for us to get our fucking G&Ts and get to our seats. And then they were like, everyone's audience is in position, start the show. Like on their radios. So they literally, we go in, the entire theatre is waiting. They see us come in, and as soon as we sit down, the show starts. And there were people around us who could hear okay, the audience is ready. And people looked at us like, you motherfuckers made us wait like 10 minutes for this show. I felt dreadful. It was insane. It was insane. But the thing is, we had placed our orders in decent time. It's just that they were really busy at the bar and they didn't have enough staff. So I guess in their mind, also, you got to remember, the theatre needs as much money as it can possibly get. So in a way, the tickets we'd all paid for was one thing, but the bar is like doubles your take for the evening. We did not down the G&Ts. We bought more at half time. Ben might live, no. He hasn't got his Midas yet. This is, I believe, you get the Midas before everything else. Because he's only level 8, and if he didn't have this, he would have his Midas and probably be level 10.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I remember seeing Bill Bailey once where he stopped the show because one lad came in late and refused to carry on until he walked out again. I saw Bill Bailey, this would have been about 10 years ago, maybe more. He was excellent. He's just brilliant. Just one of those guys that's just naturally funny. Like everything he says, the way he says it, his little turns of phrase and everything, just a brilliant comedian. I saw Stuart Lee the start of the year, Leicester Square Theatre, and unfortunately, my phone went off in the middle of one of his jokes. It was fucking humiliating. This is a fucking scrap fest, this one. It's just a fight. It literally, and so here's the other worst thing. We were in the front row. And he was in the middle of a bit. And we'd already had some audience interaction at this point where he'd spoken to me, and then my phone went off, and I was like, oh my god, I was so apologetic. He just gave me a look, and I was like, so here's the problem. My phone was absolutely on silent, but I have punch through for my silent if it's the girls or Mrs. F calling me. in case it's an emergency. And if it's like 10 o'clock at night, which is what it was, it's very rare they're going to be calling me. So if they do, it's going to be an emergency. Unfortunately, on this occasion, it was not. I mean, next time I would just turn my phone off. But equally, you know, I don't want to turn my phone back on and see 100 missed calls and something like, you know, your mum's in hospital or whatever. It could be anything. But so he just sort of gave me a sort of looked, and he could see me fucking panicking. So I think he must have just thought, oh, well, these things happen. But the audience interaction was, he asked me about my jumper and why I'd worn it, and he made me stand up to show the entire audience. And it was, I don't know if you've seen, I have a jumper that's like black and white, and it's like crows on a white background, black crows on a white background. I mean, it's quite, it stands out, you know. And he made me stand up, and he was like, "Well, why have you worn this shirt to my shirt?" Like, just sort of had a go at me. But you know, as part of the gig, yeah, it was funny. I must have seen him like 5 or 6 times. I think 6 times, maybe more. He's my favorite comedian. I absolutely love him. He's brilliant.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
This is some fucking game, by the way.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
He, after the shows, he signs books at the book stand. So every time I've seen him, I've bought his book, even though I've got them all. Just for a chance to meet the man. And he's always lovely. He's just such a lovely guy. I would love to fucking
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I just wanted to talk to him. Like, I know it seems lame, but he's like a comedy genius to me. It's just the brilliance of and his understanding of comedy is so deep. I would just love to talk to him about it. I think the funny thing is I think he's quite, certainly in his act, is quite dismissive of American comedians. I think, obviously, for the sake of the bit, he picks the worst American comedians. I'm sure there's plenty of American comedians he really likes, but he's generally quite dismissive of it. And when I've ever seen him do interviews and stuff, the comics that he lists as his influence are, he's much more drawn to the sort of eccentricity, the oddballness of a lot of British comedy. And there's a very good bit that he does about this comedian called, I think it's Michael Redmond, his name might be Michael Redmond. He's a Irish comedian, and he does a bit where he comes on stage with a plastic bag and a sort of raincoat, and the opening gag is, a lot of people say to me, "Get out of my garden." And Joe Pasquale, this is the bit. No, it's not Jeff Dunham. Who's the shit American comedian with the terrorist problem? Yeah, sorry, that's Jeff Dunham. I thought you meant the Irish comedian was Jeff Dunham. I'd kill you! That's Jeff Dunham, right? Which is like the lowest possible bar for comedy is Jeff Dunham. It's just the absolute worst. And he was like one of the most successful comedians of all time. And now it's like Kevin Hart is, I think, probably the most successful financially. Because the money is so big these days. Oh shit, son!
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
These are some fights! Zalpa needs to be jolly careful. So he does a bit about, oh my days. Oh, Clavs. He's okay. He does some bits about him and how Joe Pasquale stole this bit, which is a thing that alternative comedians in the UK get material stolen by mainstream comedians all the time. I'm sure it happens in America. And Joe Pasquale stole the bit, and his joke was, a lot of people say to me, get out of my garden. And he said it doesn't really work because nobody knows what Michael Redmond looks like.
Magubler just
But if
resubbed
you
for 12
opened your
months.
front
It's been a
curtain
year.
and Joe
Thanks for all
Pasquale
the
was in your front
entertainment.
garden, you wouldn't say, get out of my garden. You'd say, isn't that Joe Pasquale? Thank you for the sub. And it's like, he's appropriated the joke, but completely missed
Not as impressive
the
as
point
the
of it.
original.
And apparently Jim Davidson used a lot of Jimmy Carr's material. And I think a lot of those comedians like Joe Pasquale and Jimmy Carr, Jim Davidson, the old school, who in a weird way, I think Peter Kay, although people make fun of Peter Kay, he was the first old school alternative comedian. Because if you look at Phoenix Nights, or the show with the driving instructor show that he did, he is a brilliant observer of day-to-day shit, and he doesn't just make the jokes that people like Joe Pasquale and Jim Davidson make, which are like the most cracker, like out of a cracker jokes, and they're just real, just dog shit. Whereas Peter Kay, although I think he has kind of a weird reputation, I don't think he's been embraced by people who, like me, who love Stuart Lee, would sort of turn their nose up at Peter Kay. But he is brilliant. Like, he is an absolutely brilliant comedian. If you look at Phoenix Nights, I think, and the other stuff that he's done off stage, on stage, he is a mainstream comic. But off stage, I think the stuff that he puts out is much better than the stuff that Ricky Gervais puts out on the regular. I mean, Ricky Gervais had that awful fucking show where he played a guy in a caravan who was mentally ill or mentally disabled. He had he's had a couple of shows that were absolute stinkers. He's had some really good ones, but he's had some absolute stinkers. But the thing is with Peter Kay is this is comedy you could imagine going to with your mum and even your grandmother, and it's like this is just funny. Dawn, a little late, might be in trouble. Nice Hex, nice Grim ult. This could be trouble. Oh, how did the fucking leash break? That's a shame. Oh, good job, Meerkat. 2 finger stacks in a game this killy, it is poor. That is poor. That's a positioning issue. So Michael McIntyre, people love Michael McIntyre. I can't stand his comedy, and I think Stuart Lee always makes fun of Michael McIntyre as someone who just bounds around the stage and makes very obvious sort of jokes about like what it's like when you can't open a drawer or whatever, like really basic shit. But I did watch a really funny show with Michael McIntyre where he surprises people in their bedroom and like wakes them up and makes them do challenges and quizzes and shit, and that was actually quite funny. Like he's very charismatic. I just don't find him funny. Whereas Stuart Lee, you might say, is not very charismatic, but to me, his comedy is really funny because you can keep watching it and it's so brilliant.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
I do feel kind of bad for Richard Herring, because Richard Herring and Stuart Lee, for anyone that doesn't know, were a 90s comedy double act, alternative comedy double act, and they had, weirdly enough, a daytime sort of show called Fist of Fun. I think it was on during the day. Either way, it wasn't on at late night. And they had all kinds of weird, stupid references. Like, they had references to The Fall in their show. They had a character called Curious Orange. Oh my god. Oh my god! Alright, our PA is here. Oh shit. Not for long. Nice stun! Meerkat, you have spells! Oh, this Sven is kicking ass. Where's Meerkat gone? He just ditched Tomps. How did he just ditch? Oh my god. Oh yeah, well, the lion lived. Meerkat, that's fucking unforgivable, mate. How no finger? What MMR is this, lad? He's probably Ancient 7. Suck his manners, zap him! God, this lad! Who is this lad? Who is this lad? Is Meerkat in the, in GTI?
Yogscast rated with 242 viewers.
Joe! Dav! Hail!
Dota 2 is a fun and balanced game.
Welcome, Yogs viewers. I'm going to show you something. I know the stream you've just seen, and I know that that you think you can mock Dav, but mock him no more. For here is the breakdown of the best players in Goon TI, and Dav is tied top with James. Dav is one of the best players out of the... How many players we got in the tourney? 94 players in the tournament. Dav is joint top. Dav is joint top. He's been crushing it. Resiala says Dav only played in easy games. I don't think that's possible at this point. Why are you guys trying to... Why are you guys trying to flame Dav? Sorry, do you disagree that he's been doing it? Are you saying he hasn't been doing it?
That would be a tribute.
Because we've had stand-ins.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Does that answer your question? Greg Davis? The guy from Taskmaster? Taskmaster's not really my cup of tea, in all honesty. It's a bit too panel showy for me. It's just the same people over and over again, and I feel like they kind of play it safe. I know you may not think that's fair, but that's how it feels. I mean, I feel like with a lot of these shows, people think these guys are like off-the-cuff funny, and sometimes they are, but I feel like you know Ramesh Ranganathan, I think I'm saying his name right. I apologize if I'm not. He's in fucking everything. And I feel like you could have a Ramesh Ranganathan bingo for the kind of things he's going to say, and it's the same for all of them. Ranganathan, sorry. It's all very similar. Like, I don't see that there's much difference between any of them. They're all very formulaic. And I've seen some clips on YouTube of like Greg Davis and stuff and the stand-up, and it's like the audience is in his palm because they like Greg Davis.
710 just
but I don't feel like the stand-up is actually really good or challenging or funny or sort of just quality. I just think it's acceptable. Joe Lycett, I do quite like Joe Lycett, but like what's his name? He's probably the only one that I think is actually really a talented comedian out of the whole bunch of these guys that you see on all these things.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Ben!
under attack.
Ben! Oh, the Duke Lord! Deal with that lion, brother. Well, they've lost 2 already. Ben is in grave danger. James Acaster. So, Acaster, I think, is genuinely very funny. Love the persona he's got. I think Richard Ayoade is quite funny as well. I like him because I feel like they're not playing a character in a weird way. I think this is just them. And I think a lot of them are just pretty basic bitch comedy, really. Tim Key? I'll have to look him up. Hold on. I might recognize him when I see him. I haven't seen any of his stand-up. I'll be honest with you, I didn't really like the later Alan Partridge stuff that he's in. It's okay. I mean, he can be very funny, but I think a lot of it is just kind of like, it's okay. Like, it leans into that cringe stuff. I feel like the Alan Partridge series where he's staying at the Travelodge is the best, and all Alan Partridge stuff since then has been downhill. It's still fine, but I mean, Steve Coogan is a very, very talented guy, and on Day to Day he was brilliant. He's a brilliant impressionist. He's a very, very funny comedian, but I feel like a lot of his Hollywood roles have been kind of mediocre. I thought Cock and Bull Story was brilliant. If you haven't seen that, that's really good. But James Acaster, I think, is a genuinely funny guy, and I would like to see, because he's still quite young, I'm looking forward to seeing what he does when he doesn't just have to do the panel show shit. David Mitchell is, he's okay. I mean, Bob Mortimer is still the funniest guy on those shows whenever he goes on. There's a reason for that. Bob Mortimer is actually a fucking funny guy. Like, he's brilliant. You look at a lot of the rest of them and you see them next to a genuinely brilliant comic and you realize, why do people fucking wet themselves about these guys?
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Like, they're just... Like, David Mitchell works as the straight man to Bob Mortimer. Like, David Mitchell is the straight man. And I think the reason that it worked with him, like, in Peep Show was because he was essentially the straight man. And there were sort of... The joke was that him and Jez, the housemates, were completely opposite. It was like the Odd Couple. It was basically the Odd Couple. But Bob Mortimer and Vic Reeves, when they were around, that was my first introduction to alternative comedy in Britain. Because I was young. I was like 15 or whatever when Vic Reeves came out. And up to that point, I'd grown up with American comedians. I was really into like Bill Hicks, and I liked Dennis Leary, even though now I can't fucking stand him. But at the time, he seemed really cool. And I loved Richard Pryor and comedians like that. Eddie Murphy. And then the first time I saw British comedy that I really, really, really loved, it was probably Tommy Cooper, actually, was the first I really loved because I was a kid. But honestly, the first time I saw... Zalper is just fucking in. Vic and Bob was just like my gods. I just loved them so much. Oh, Meerkat, that's why he never fingers anyone. He's shit at it. So, Meerkat is concerned with self-preservation above all. Needs to start playing for his team. This is some goon shit right here. If you are alive and you have spells up and mana to cast them, you do not leave. Unless you can really cleverly reposition yourself, you do not run. Look at this. Glimmer Cape used for self, Blink to escape, and get an Aeon Disc next. This is a gutless lion performance.
Uproot and after them.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, Billy Connolly as well. Yeah, God. Yeah, it's crazy, Nick. Crazy. I mean, that's how... But he was beloved. But in a way, I feel like he was the... it's going to sound weird, but he was like the James Acaster of his day, in that he embodied a character completely. And it's not like you could pair him with another comic. He's so different, you know? Epic Doom, this might be the worst thing I've seen you do. That was poor. But yeah, Billy Connolly, absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Just one of those comedians that is just absolutely in command. Do you know who else? You know who I think is really, really fucking funny? Is Martin Short. Martin Short is fucking hilarious. That guy is genuinely, I think, underappreciated for how fucking funny he is. He's always been like a supporting comedic actor. I don't even know what you could pin as his thing. The Jimmy Glick stuff, which he did, if you look that up, is very, very funny. I hated Eddie Izzard. I always hated Eddie Izzard. Same reason I didn't like Ross Noble. I felt like they were like trying to be surreal, but it felt like normies trying to be surreal. That's how it felt. Didn't feel like genuine surreal humor, like Vic and Bob was genuine surrealist humor, I think. I always felt like Eddie Izzard was like, look how quirky I am. And it just didn't work for me. Just did not work for me at all. Ross Noble the same. We have a friend who looks exactly like Ross Noble. Guy I played poker with, massive stoner. It's from Somerset. Mrs. F saw what she thought was our mate Rob on the underground, and because she didn't have her glasses on, she was kind of eyeballing him. She was like, "Is that Rob?" She's like really eyeballing this guy, and this guy's sort of looking at her like, giving her the eyeball, like, "What are you looking at?" Sort of making these weird expressions. She's like, "What, Rob?" And he was like, "No, it's Ross." And she's like, looked real close, and she's like, "Oh, it's Ross Noble." I wonder what he thought was happening. I don't know, there's a lot of... Andy Kaufman was bizarre. No, not my thing at all, really. I never thought he was particularly funny. I understand why people did. I mean, if you look at... So if you want to look at comedy in the 70s in America, Andy Kaufman was a big thing. And Steve Martin was enormous. I just want to highlight something here. I just want to highlight something here, okay? Earthspike, Glimmercape, both up. What are these things for? But if you look at Steve Martin's set, when he was enormous. He was like the biggest comedian in America. But it was so strange. Like his stuff, it was all very catchphrasy. And it was clearly, the hype around it was enormous. And he quit when it was at its peak because he was like, yeah, I'm done. I don't want to just keep doing this until it sucks. You know what I mean? He stopped at the right time. And then he, you know, stopped basically being the character. He did the Jerk movie, which is still one of my favorites, even though it's really stupid. And then he just kind of fell into fairly easy roles. But the dude was like middle-aged. I mean, give him a fucking break.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Oh my god, Victoria Wood. I miss her so much. I loved Victoria Wood. You know, me and Mrs. F watched a while back, I think it was at Christmas. They had a couple of Victoria Wood specials, like back to back on some channel. They were her Christmas specials from back. French and Saunders and Victoria Wood. I mean, we then, after watching Victoria Wood specials, went and watched all of the Acorn Antiques that you could find on YouTube. And then we watched all of French and Saunders, and then watched all of Absolutely Fabulous. And I think they are still... Absolutely Fabulous is still one of the best TV shows that has ever been on TV. It's so fucking good. George Carlin never made me laugh. It was one of those things where you like nod along to him. You know what I mean? It's like, oh yeah, he's right. But is it funny? Felt like I was being preached at.
Alistair.
Vegge smooth just resubbed for 1 month.
Martin Short said of Steve Martin that it's all fun and games until the banjo. Just like the movie Deliverance, it's all fun and games until the banjos come out. But he's always played banjo. It's always been his thing. There was a comedian in the 90s called Mark Thomas. And he sort of pranked big organizations and big companies. But it was incredibly preachy. Like, it wasn't jokes. It was like, look what we did to this big business. And it's just like, I feel like it's just kind of lazy preaching to the choir almost. You know what I mean? It just felt a bit sort of like, everyone that's watching this is on your side politically. I get it. You're not challenging the audience. You're just going out there and doing stuff that's like, look, we fucked with a big business. It's like, I mean, I support that. Good luck to you. But is it funny? Is it like comedy? Or would it just be a funny special? Like, I don't think it works as stand-up. I do think it's funny. It's a prank. Really uppity businesses and people. That's why I think Sacha Baron Cohen is really good in the people he chooses to fuck with. Oh, shit. Oh, he didn't get the split off! And now Zalapa's in big trouble. Meerkat might be the worst lion performance I've seen in some time. Might be. But this game, the PA just got away from them.
To respawn.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, Three Amigos was not a big hit. I do love it. It's so stupid. For years, I would call my PC El Guapo. Oh, shit. Okay, GG. Jasper fucking Garrett. He was a mainstream comic. He was from that same old school ilk.
Dire's middle barracks are under attack. Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
I don't think that's true at all, Cruel Disposition, unless you mean working class people who are, like, homophobic, and I guess that's what you mean. I think he's just generally made fun of the establishment and, like, the right, really. So I guess you mean that all working class people are right-wing. I guess that's what you mean by that. Or you're an American. He made fun of rodeos! He's a goddamn commie! Is that what you mean? I mean, for one thing, I think you're wrong. If you go and look at his stuff, I'm trying to think what you're picking from his material as being making fun of working class people. If you're saying that his character of Ali G was making fun of working class people, he was playing a white guy who thinks he's a gangster. So he's making fun of people in Staines who think they're part of some gang that is somehow up there with serious gangs in America. And he would go and interview politicians as Ali G and pretend to be clueless and make them look like idiots. So in a way, he was making fun of not only white people who think they're in gangs in California, but also of the establishment. So if you're saying Borat is making fun of, they weren't Afghans. The villagers in that village were not happy with what he did, which was Kazakhstan. Like they were not happy with that. They were genuinely unhappy with that. But it was funny. I don't think it was anywhere specific. He just picked a generic Eastern European sort of country where it was very backwards, and I guess he made fun of them because he's Jewish and most of those countries are deeply anti-Semitic. I think that was kind of a big part of it, why he chose them. Because if you notice, there's quite a lot of the film is them saying, you know, making fun of how anti-Semitic those guys are, which is a big problem in Eastern Europe. I don't know if you're aware of that, but I think that's why he chose them. I never got into Bruno. I didn't like the character. I thought it was really stupid. I don't know if it was in Romania. I thought it was somewhere like Kazakhstan. Let's look up Borat. Yeah, the glorious nation of Kazakhstan in 2006. Yeah, it was filmed in the Romanian village of Glod. So yeah. Alright then, I mean, you're right, Kazakhstan is not in Eastern Europe. It's east of Russia. It's north of Iran, so I guess it's technically Asia. But it was funny. I'm gonna ban you because I think you're probably anti-Semitic, Gruel Disposition, with that statement. You can appeal if you wish, but I seriously doubt that what you said is coming from a good place. I found Ali G too cringy. I thought Borat was very cringy.
The Seeds of Fortune.
I thought it had some really funny moments, but it's not like I've returned to it and watched it again. I do think he's very clever. I think what he's doing is, a lot of the time, the places he goes and what he does is pretty crazy brave. I think when he went to the rodeo and did that stuff there, they almost fucking lynched him. He had to do a runner, right? Asia's too fucking big is what you're saying. I mean, you know what? For the longest time, they've been talking about the Indian subcontinent. Let's just say that it's a continent. It's so fucking big. That area should really be its own fucking thing. I don't know how much of it is... It's not really based on plates, is it? Because... isn't there a plate that runs right through the middle of Finland or Iceland or something? I liked The Dictator. I thought that was quite a good film. That was funny. Yeah, I agree, Inane. I agree. Sacha Baron Cohen married Isla Fisher. Oh yeah, Isla Fisher. Man, she was FHM Totty back in the day. Dave, you haven't changed your name to something other than H. Greenland. Because I saw a Tom Scott where he's like, people say that here it's like you're on two continents and blah blah. It's not true. Because Tom Scott's a ruiner of fun. Just bear that in mind. His job is ruining people's fun. God bless you, Dave. She was in the first Scooby-Doo movie? Really? She's still married to Sacha Baron Cohen. Who is oh shit. Oh, you gotta save the Dark Portrait. You gotta save the Dark Portrait for the VA. Zalpa's actually in trouble here. The man's gone down. They hold. Hello? Hello? Yeah.
I've always wanted to be a giant space crab.
Thank you, love. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Bye. Fucking unbelievable. Unfucking believable. What a shit fucking day. Tom Scott's other shit is fucking awful. Where he plays games with his mates. His unfunny normie mates. Like, Tom Scott's normie, but at least the shit is interesting. But they're all like, the Knights is a knee. Fuck off. It's like the most basic normie shit. They all think they're hilarious. Ugh. And they're all, it's literally like his whole group of friends are know-it-alls. Like, Tom Scott as a presenter is really good. My only thing is that, like a lot of YouTubers who read the comments, and I stopped doing YouTube precisely because I can't stand reading the comments. It fucks me up every time. He puts caveats in, and now I know this, and I know that, and yes, blah, and yes, X. And I just feel bad for him. Because I know why he's doing it. He's doing it because he's read the comments, and it's full of people who watch a video which is interesting, and features a know-it-all, and feel they have to try to one-up the know-it-all. That's all it becomes. It's like a know-it-all magnet. Actually, Tom, in video 487, at minute 13, you stated quite clearly, and you were incorrect. Fuck off. Just watch it and shut the fuck up. This is why TV was better in a lot of ways. Because you couldn't fucking... Points of View was the only thing we had. It was a half-hour show filmed in a cupboard with Anne Robinson. But he was very good at finding interesting stories, telling them quickly. Good vids. She wasn't on Crime Watch initially, was she? Anne Robinson, who I cannot stand. Ah, she worked at the Daily Mail originally. Well, there you go. Hello, 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 hello. In comes Sven! Bibbidi bappity! Tom's in big danger, big Sven'll! Oh! Oh my god. Oh shit, PA's doing things. Alpa's in, he's dead! He's diebacked! Larry Llama! That is the item. So, she originally occasional panelist on Question Time. In 1986, she began sitting in on television viewers' show Points of View. In 1993, she started doing Watchdog. So she was Points of View for like 7 years. That's a waste of money. Oh shit, they killed Sven? Sorry, I missed that. This is some fucking game. So Mika is terrible. In a 54-minute game, has 3 finger stacks. You know, he's bad. It is what it is. We know it's the in-houses. But holy shit, that Sven died quick, huh? Viper, an issue. Viper now, of course, universal hero. Hits 400 per shot. Has a swift blink. Can they do Roche? This is some fucking game. Eri has balanced these teams expertly. Bear in mind, listen, this is my biggest issue with the Goon supports. You have to beg them to glimmer you. They see this as an item for themselves. This is, I know that people say I'm mean to the Goons, but they are inherently incredibly selfish, cowardly gamers. That's why I get so angry. There is no hint of sacrifice or helping the team. It is pure fucking selfishness every time. Every fucking time. You cannot trust the Goons. They will let you down like a bad six-shooter. Who's having a go at Mom on Sven? Pretty much what he needs. The issue he had in that fight was that he managed to get him grouped up. That was it. And PA just kind of went in and melted. Huh?
Radiant are
That's a new one on me. Is that standard? Sven already has a fucking harpoon. Is it normal to get a butterfly on... Is it normal to get a butterfly on PA? They killed Ben. Am I going nuts? This is terrible. This is terrible. Why has he got this? Larry's in! These Dawn ults have been abysmal, by the way. Oh my god! The Dawn ults are always late. I literally just noticed it, Red. This is bizarre. This is bizarre. Is it because you get the double attack? Is that it? Like, you do the jump, you get the attack speed, and then you also have Harpoon if they try to get away? I mean, you could have an Abyssal. I'm not a fan. He does indeed have the axe. Isn't Salabur a shit talker as well? I can't remember. He's a no mic lad? He has no mic? Right, I have to mute the stream a sec and watch something. I won't be a sec. Oh dear. Yeah, Zal is, you know. Hear me out. Hear me out. Okay? Hear me out. Holy shit. They almost caught him. Doom needs to GTFO. He's dead. He's already dead.
Radiant are scanning.
With me. Can't see the forest.
I mean, this is doing some work. It's drawn 3 heroes down there. I feel like Viper alone could have handled this. I would also get bots on Viper to deal with this guy. $60-minute items. There's one. Wait, have we beaten someone?
For my coffers.
Hampden reignited as Maguire own goal gives Scotland hope. Bellingham, by the way, is fucking pogging off. Searstone, Searstone. Why did they get 2? Ex Machina and Pirate Hat. Why have we got 2? I'll give you the bonus range, actually, I guess. I don't know what his options were. Oh, also the other one was on Lion. Shit's going down. This is a 5k game at 60 minutes. Winston? Winston? Jesus Christ, man. Why are you here? Don't be there. Oh, no. Yep, get it? Nice. Good job. Winston? Did he 4-staff in? Did Winston 4-staff in? Sven buyback. They get Zal. No, they don't. Yes, they do. Use your satanic. He didn't use his satanic! I don't know why he didn't use his satanic!
Dire's bottom barracks has fallen. The Radiant now have mega creeps. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
He uproots me.
Get the bite and favor.
I feel like they gooned that so fucking hard. I don't know how they didn't get Dark Portrait and Grimult off on Zalapa. I don't understand what happened at the end there. Why was the Grimstroke so far forward? That was some fucking game. That was some fucking game. No, he doesn't know he's trolling. He does it. He does this every time. He does this every time. Like this is. He built Soul Ring on Lion every time. Grimstroke. I don't know how he got. Did they force him down the cliff? He didn't use Ghost Scepter. I feel like he should have probably cast his spells. If he Ghost Scepters and ults and hexes. And Dark Portraits, there's a chance they win that fight. He just panicked. I have a food shop coming fairly soon. He might have been harpooned. I don't see how. Maybe I don't know how he got vision. Mirror Shield Blink Strike? Oh my god. Oh, that's unlucky. What a matchup. What is that? Is that one of the orcs from Lord of the Rings? What a weird avatar. That's cool. Any pictures of Homer, unless ironic, are lame. Red, I'm fucking waiting on you, bud. Libyan flag enjoyer. 40% job interview win rate. That's also a very good name. Look at this stack. Bree very good at Dotes, by the way. Bree is very good. Probably one of the best Yogs. According to Dave, it used to be Gandalf, and you saw it last GTI and told him you're more like that first orc that dies at Helm's Deep. Oh, I'm not kidding. That is funny. That is funny. I think Bellingham might be currently the best English footballer. I've seen him play for Real Madrid. Holy shit, that boy is just fucking... Look at this disgrace. It's not showing up. Legend 3. Legend 3. Let's have a look at some Legend 3 plays. Looking forward to this. Bellingham, Foden and Rice. I mean, I think that's probably our best midfield three. Who's playing? Has he got Henderson out tonight? Please tell me there's not fucking Henderson playing. I mean, it's, you know. Who have we got? We've got Ramsdale, Walker, Dunk. Fair enough. Maguire subbed off for Gooey. Don't know him. Trippier. Phillips. Okay. Rice. Foden, Bellingham, Rashford, Kane. Probably our best team. Probably our best team. I would rather have Grealish in there. But he's not even in there. He's not on the... Maybe he's... I don't know if he's injured or something, but... I think... I would like to see just Rice and maybe not Phillips, but I understand why he's got them. I mean, my ideal would be to have whatever our back five is, and then have Rice, Bellingham, Foden, Grealish, Saka. Figure that out. You can have Foden and Bellingham, and you can have Grealish on the left, Saka on the right, Rashford or Kane or whoever. But Rashford wants to play on the left. He don't want to play through the middle. So you got him on the left. Then you've got Bellingham behind, which I'm happy with. Bellingham's fucking phenomenal. And then on the right, you've got to have Saka because he's fucking amazing. Sterling's a bit old now, so I guess I mean, he's done his part for England. He's been absolutely superb for England. Sterling has. He really has been absolutely fucking superb. And then Kane up front. I mean, we don't have great striking options other than Kane. You'd start Maddison. So we're like what, 4 or 5 games in? Maddison's doing well at Spurs. Don't get me wrong, but he plays in the middle, and I'd rather have Bellingham there. I mean, where are you going to put Maddison? I mean, Rashford and a lot of these guys who we point out as being like, oh, man, you're having a shit season, has been great. He's still, I think his pace and his finishing are good enough at that level, to be honest with you. I just think Rashford he's got something about him where I think, and also a lot of these players when it's England games, it's like club form is out the window. I think you can kind of ignore a lot of that. I mean, Rashford is very fucking quick, and he's just a handful. He really is a handful. I think in a way that someone like Maddison is not. I mean, you know, Maddison, good player. Don't get me wrong, good player. But I personally, even as someone who thinks that Rashford is kind of maybe a little overrated, I would still put him in the side over Maddison personally. You want that pace on the flanks, and you've got to play Bellingham because he's just too good. And Foden is also just excellent. Those really clever technical players: Foden, Bellingham in the middle, Rashford left, Saka right, Kane up front. That makes sense to me. I don't think you need to have Phillips and Rice in midfield. I think that's overkill.
Dire team ban.
But as long as Rice can break forward, because he can carry the ball, he can score. You know, he can go forward, for sure. Oh, Jude Bellingham involved again.
Who missed just resubed for 21 months.
Oh, Bournemouth's Ryan Christie has done well for Scotland though. That's nice. Right, I'm gonna time you out for a day. Okay, I'm gonna time you out for a day. Just because you're not a football fan doesn't mean you have to make the same fucking tired joke every fucking time. Alright, I am a football fan. I streamed Football Manager all morning and well into the afternoon. We talk about football every week. You're a sub, so you know this. Don't turn up and make the same fucking joke about football's rubbish. The problem is Arsenal try to walk it in. I don't care if you don't like football. I fucking do. Why do I have to put up with this shit? I'm not gonna. And I don't have to, and I won't. And I refuse. Red card. You can sit this one out.
10 seconds remaining.
Stop making that fucking joke.
5 seconds remaining.
It's fucking boring. I don't care if you don't like fucking football.
Nice jump, Alistair.
Doctor _basso dead just resubed for 26 months. Long life
time out a
football.
noob who doesn't like football.
Oh, what a bastard. I'm one of them, but I've never made...
That's fine. But every time I mention football, people say the same fucking line from the IT crowd, which is only funny to people who don't like football. The same kind of people who would say, it's just 22 blokes kicking a ball. Just fuck off. Come up with your own ideas if you're so clever and football is for stupid people. Come up with your own brilliant ideas. Rather than just copying a fucking joke that's fucking 15 years old. Come on.
Get some new material, chat. Work on it.
Exactly. Don't just lean on Graham Lennon to come up with a fucking line for you. Think of something yourself. If you hate football so much, it should be easy for you. I'm not a big rugby man, no. It's just 22 blokes lumping a ball around. It's just a bunch of blokes covered in mud. Yeah.
5 seconds remaining.
No one makes that fucking joke, do they? Do you know why? Because posh people like rugby, so it's above contempt. But football, which is enjoyed by the working classes, is of course full of contempt. David Mitchell, football, 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 his jokes. Yeah, let me guess where he fucking went to school. Fuck off.
After the game one of talking about that we like David Mitchell.
No, I said I think he was good as a straight man.
Oh, fair enough.
I don't think he works as just an unfunny man on his own. Although the Mitchell and Webb Sound had some brilliant sketches. I think he'd be a brilliant writer, but his sort of performance is very, I'm the straight man, I need a clown. And I think that's why him and Bob work so well, because Bob Mortimer is the clown, gladly so, and he is the voice of reason of the audience, of like, what are you saying? Like, you need that. That's why that works. So I think David Mitchell alone, I don't find him funny and I don't particularly like him. But when you pair him with the right person, he's perfect. It's just like, it's like someone playing the wrong role. It's like if you picked, you know, the wrong actor for the wrong role. You can like them.
Richard Ayoade to like act in a serious drama.
Right, it doesn't work. Like if he was the dramatic linchpin, it doesn't work because it's Richard Ayoade. And he's just going to make the same fucking stupid faces and same comments and just the way he talks. It doesn't work. So it's not about not liking him. I don't like the way he's used quite often, I think is how I put it.
Yeah, no, it's like you talked about earlier with Romesh Ranganathan. It's like when TV comedy, like they latch onto someone too hard, and then suddenly every program is being presented by them, or like every program is them centric.
Exactly, but I just think it's like if you look at these panel shows, it seems to be the same 10 people on all of them, just recycled. It's literally like, well, he was good on X, so we'll get him on Y and Z, and then we'll go back around and do it on A, B, and C as well. It's like just constant. Like, Ramesh is on everything. I don't know if you've noticed. He is on everything. Everything. They just rebooted Takeshi's Castle. Guess who one of the co-commentators is? It's Ramesh. It's like, okay, you're burning these guys out. This is just too fucking much.
Radiant team pick.
You'd think these were the most brilliant, groundbreaking comedians of their age. But they're not. They're just jobbing comedians. Like, they're okay. They're likable and kind of funny, but it's just unbelievable. It's just fucking filler. There's no writing anymore. That's my concern. We're talking about all these great shows, sitcoms and panel shows.
5 seconds remaining.
But it's just lazy. It's just lazy. Where's the ageless comedy? That's what we should be working on. You've got all these brilliant comedians. Get them to write some shit. Don't just stick them on a panel show. It's easy money.
Where's the Blackadder of our age?
Yeah, something like that that people still fucking love.
I don't know, Ted. It just feels like nothing sticks anymore from like recent times. Like,
but it's all made to be consumed very quickly. That's my concern. Is that none of them are making, and that there is absolutely still room for the sitcom in modern comedy. 100%. We still have really good sitcoms coming out all the time. The problem is all these comedians that are supposedly brilliant are not writing them. Friday Night Dinner was brilliant. Loved that show. Again, Tamsin Greek. Brilliant. What's going on? Thick of it. Amazing. Amazing. If these guys are so clever and such brilliant comedians, get them to write some shit and it should be ageless, right? We're encouraging the wrong kind of comedy, in my opinion.
Where's this generation's like brass eye?
Right.
Where's that?
I'll tell you what it is that we've swapped brilliant comedian writers for comics who would be funny in a pub. And that's essentially what our comedy is would this be funny if this was a conversation in a pub? That's what I feel we've replaced comedy with, as just being, now it's just a panel show and it's like a bunch of people being funny in a pub. It's not the clever, written, ageless comedy. It's literally ephemeral, it's gone, next week is a new episode, funny moments on YouTube, but that's it. Yeah, Black Books is old. A brilliant show. Brilliant. Rewatched it earlier this year. Amazing show. They're cheaper and they are easier, but they don't mean anything. How many have they fucking done? Fucking hundreds of these bloody things. Stafflet's Flats is amazing.
10 seconds.
Amazing. But again, made with a no-name comic, right?
5 seconds.
Zero budget, no big names in the show. Amazing fucking show. But the writers, here's the thing, Josh. The writers for all of these British sitcoms is like 2 guys at most. It's never like an American show where they have like 20 writers in a writer room writing it. And they don't do like 24 episodes. It's like 6. And they're tight. Staff Let's Flats is amazing. Give it a couple of episodes to get into it. I honestly fucking loved that show.
5 seconds remaining.
You really should watch it, Eri.
Who's in it? I've not actually heard of it.
Look it up. Staff, as
Okay.
in, it's like STATH. Drop the Dead Donkey was alright, but it was very. Look at this current reference to the news. It was like, come on. I just find that political comedy kind of fucking boring. But Staff Let's Flats is brilliant. Especially, Eri should love it because it's about a Cypriot family setting up a flat-letting business in like a shit part of London, and his son Staff is fucking useless, and his sister is fucking useless, and everyone that works there is fucking useless, and it's just so funny when he goes to show people around flats. He's so desperate to be successful. One of my favorites was when they have like a football match, and he's so bad at football. It's amazing. It's amazing.
I'll give it a watch. I just finished. I'd never watched. You were talking about Always Sunny earlier. I'd never watched it.
I've never watched it
either. I watched all 16 series back to back.
Wow.
It was a nightmare to get through, but
What
I'm
do you
glad I
think?
watched
Was it good?
I liked it. It's got the same problem that I have with a lot of shows that run for that long, in that they're not inherently bad because they run a long time, but they always get predictable.
Right.
Like you start seeing like lines, like where the story's going to go, and it's just the same with every show. But it stays fresh at least. Like they're not like having to jump the shark every week to outdo themselves. But there's a lot of like callback humor. Like they'll just bring back random characters from like 2 seasons ago and just fill in the gap of what they've been doing.
Right.
But
I mean, yeah, I can imagine. I think it's so many episodes. I'm not sure I could just sit and watch it like that. Like I've seen clips and it seems funny, but at the same time, it seems so bonkers that I know everybody goes mad about that show, BoJack Horseman, and it was just so many jokes compressed into every episode. I didn't have time to breathe, and I just couldn't get on board with it. And it was the same thing with Archer, which I know is like it's heresy to say you didn't like Archer. It was just too much. It was just too much. It's just like so many jokes just shoved in your face every few seconds. It's just too much. There's just no time to let them sit. There's no build up. It's just gag, 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 gag. And I think Family Guy started all of this. It felt like Family Guy was just like a fucking meat grinder of jokes.
Yeah, it was just every scene is going to end in a cutaway, and then next scene that's got nothing to do with the previous one.
Yeah,
and then repeat.
There's no connection to it. I don't feel connected to the characters at all. Just feels like they're placeholders for gags rather than people that you'll sort of get almost attached to. Like I think I go back to The Office. The US Office was such a good sitcom because you knew the characters, you want to see what happened to them, and you could have self-referential humor within the show about the characters, and the punchline is the character, which is like to get there is hard, and you need to know these people, and I think that's why a good show makes them humans before it brings them down. Otherwise, you can't laugh at them. I think The Simpsons are really good at that.
Yeah.
Like, we knew who the characters were. Now it's just lazy writing. It's just not funny. But the reason it worked was because you knew the characters, and all the peripheral characters are also immediately recognizable and funny. I'm sure that Only Sunny, if it's that long, I mean, the characters are like... You fucking know them so well at this point, right?
Yeah, you know what's going to happen, like with the characters themselves. But then it's just because obviously the main joke of the show is that they're all just terrible people. Like they're all just absolutely garbage human beings, and I love that because obviously for me, and I think a lot of people have it. The reason I assumed the show was so successful was because I knew they were all an awful group of people, but it's because people like to look down on other people subconsciously, don't they?
Right.
And it's like you want to see people who are it's not quite slapstick, is it? It's just
something else. Oh, this could be trouble for Ogre. They're fighting. Clock is distracting. It looks like I don't think anyone's going to die here.
Blood grenades are being thrown.
Many grenades. David is out of position. Can they get David? They're gonna. This is like World War One. Oh no! Oh! David might go down here. Can they get this done? David goes down. Schmupster draws first blood. Schmupster's gonna be second blood. He is. Who else could die? Super's in. Super's in. He's got Ogre for company. NZ FedEx goes down. Dave wants to perish. Dave dies. I feel like all of those deaths could have been avoided.
Yeah, it wasn't great. Both teams, I think, switched targets 3 times in that fight. They were trying to go for. So, what positions are these? Is this offlane Ogre? This looks like offlane. Are they going for the double Midas offlane? Between Nature's Prophet and Ogre?
I don't know. I see an Ogre and I see a Clockwork.
Oh no, wait, what? He's going top. Oh, is this Pos 5 Prophet?
So this is Bean Ogre, which I played with the other day. And it's horrendous. He doesn't buy any. You saw that game. He doesn't buy any targetable items.
I was
Centaur because I knew we needed some kind of initiation. I had to fucking go Centaur mid because I thought otherwise we're gonna have Bean waddling at people for the whole game, and he was gonna go fucking heart pipe. Someone else perished.
It was the mid Dazzle losing mid to Marauder.
Okay. I mean, so I think Dazzle is low key strong this patch. And I think he is pretty scary. He got some buffs. I honestly think he's pretty good. I don't know who ArchD is.
I think he's fine, but he's in like a bit of a weird place where you don't know what the good build is yet. It feels like there's a lot of untapped potential.
I agree. Yeah, someone's going to be the one to get there.
I mean, anything's possible on this patch. I was watching that Bet Boom tournament today. Enigma picked Mind Control offlane Rubik, so I've got no idea what's going on.
How did they qualify, or was it just an invitation?
Oh, they actually won the online qualifiers, but when they were actually at the event, they were clearly out of their depth. They absolutely. I think they only lost because they were like, it was a strange qualifier. There were like 2 sets, so you get through like stage 1 and then you go to stage 2 or something like that. And I think they lost 2 games over the entire qualifier. But now they've not won a single game at the actual event.
So I do have a food shop coming any minute now, and I'm just waiting for the doorbell to go.
That's cool. Take your time. I'll describe chat. I'll describe to chat what's going on like a radio broadcast.
Yes, please.
Oh, gank mid from Jake. It's a shame he's ganking a hero with a reposition spell.
ArchD
no.
in big trouble.
Oh, right, time for Jakis to take over mid.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh my god! I've just realised something.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Fuck. I'll be back in a sec.
Okay. Alright, chat. You're alone with me. Right, so top lane. We haven't even got stats open. Right. Okay, so Schmupster and CK. Schmupster on the bristleback. CK, they're even on CS. Mid, pretty even. The big difference here is between David on Street and Bean Ogre in the offlane. Bean doing a bit better on CS. Got 12 and 5 to David's 9 and 3, and is controlling the lane a lot better on this Ogre. It does look like Bean is committing for this Midas, as is the position 5 Nature's Prophet being played by Jakis in the top lane. Oh, going on David on Street, harassing him out. Super goes down in the bot lane. Might get Teehee as well? No, they have no damage. They blew all their damage on the Pos 5 clock, but Teehee very low. Might not be able to reapproach the wave.
Nice jump, Alistair.
Klaus-von Wonderstrap just resubed for 8 months. Attends, ta tante tentant ten
Okay.
tom tan. Tan
They're
autan
doing a lot better.
de
Fed actually going to go down, I think. I think something might happen here. It just goes down to the poison sting. Goes down to the poison touch of the dazzle. Not ideal, considering they were perfectly even on mid lane. And now Dazzle is, and now Archd is going to get a free wave. Anyway, all's good. All's good in the lanes. How's your day been today, chat? You doing good?
Radiant's middle tower
Oh, they're
is
going
under
on.
attack.
They're trying to go. Dave desperately trying to pick something happen in the top lane, but the quills are keeping him far away. Midas Bristleback, by the way. We'll tell Sed about that when he gets back. Schmupster does have the 5-minute Midas. Are they all going Midas? Oh, they all have Midas queued up. Oh no, chat. This is a disaster. Bristleback has a Midas. Ogre, Midas queued up. Clockwork, Midas queued up. Nature's Prophet, Midas queued up. Dazzle, not in on the joke. But if they can pull this off, chat, they're gonna have so much more gold than Radiant will. We'll keep an eye on the Midases. We'll find out who's going to get their Midas last, and then we will publicly shame them. But I'm not really sure how well Schmupster's going to do in this laning phase without his Vanguard to try and kind of tank him up, hit his power spikes. Going for the Midas might be a bridge too far for greed on the Bristleback. David on straight now has his Vanguard, but he's a level behind. He's obviously as well. He's very. Oh, there's a big call from David, but Dave unfortunately goes on the other hero. Oh, but they might get Schmupster. No, Schmupster gets away. No, he doesn't. Dave, he gets the damage. Oh, Dave can get double kill. No, it's only level 1 mine. Sorry, level 2 mines. So close. Oh, his Bean also goes down the bot lane. Super also to fall. Gank from FedEx as they use the Mirage. Yeah, I think that Bristle might have accidentally built a Midas and not realised they had a Vanguard. So a lot of space though for Dazzle to just push this bit out. Welcome back.
I'm so sorry, Red. I'm so sorry, mate.
That's alright. I had to cast the game like an old timey radio.
Oh, Ashty gets the grave off.
I don't think it will matter, unfortunately.
No. So, so just as an excuse by way of what happened, if anyone is using Virgin Media, do not install their app. The app is meant to help you manage your Wi-Fi and devices. The idea was the kids are using their devices until late. What we'll do is we'll install this app. We'll turn off all their devices at night so they can't fuck around in bed on their phones and their laptops and shit, so job done. This app caused half the stuff that's connected to the Wi-Fi to fuck up because it's garbage. And I presume that every Wi-Fi thing had to somehow go through my phone for permission, so it just slowed the whole system down, a bunch of stuff disconnected, and it was dog shit. So I had to hard factory reset our router, because even after uninstalling the app, it was all fucked up. We have an Aura frame, which is like the photo frame thing. We got sponsored by them for Triforce. Love it. All the photos, I've lost all of those on there. We have to re-upload all those. The doorbell, the security system, all of it was off the Wi-Fi. And the doorbell not being connected meant that me waiting for the doorbell for our food shop,
oh shit,
I might have missed it. So I was like, oh my fucking god, he might have been knocking on the door, ringing the doorbell, and it could have been delivered 2 hours ago, and it's either sat outside or I've missed it, and now we have no food and we're out of milk and all this shit. I go downstairs, luckily Mrs. F had just come home in time to catch the food shop, and I was like, the fucking doorbell is offline. I was like, oh, this is a problem. When it's just a fucking doorbell, it just rings. But now you're like, oh, it's got to be connected to my Wi-Fi router. It's just another layer of bullshit. But it's all good.
It's a
It's
joke.
all good. Don't worry. It's all
Okay.
fine.
So in this game, everyone on Dire is building a Midas.
I respect
Every
that.
single hero.
I respect that. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. This is how you win. They're right. I actually think it's correct. Arch D is fucking up. Oh, but hello, Jeff NZ FedEx realizing he can't contest the Dazzle level 8 show.
Just lives.
Shadows take us.
Yeah, I was saying to chat when you were away. If they can get away with it, they're going to 100% win this game on net worth alone.
Yes.
But I'm fully expecting Bean to once again not bother with any targeted disable items.
Of course.
And to just build the heart.
That would be ridiculous.
Right, come on, Bean. Queue up a good item. Just go straight scythe. It would be so good.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Okay, we'll go back to Bean. But I feel like Schmupster, because Schmupster got his Midas very early. He got his Midas at 4.5 minutes. But he kind of threw his lane a bit by not getting a Vanguard.
Yeah.
And now he's died 3 times. But the goons, what can you do?
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's top tower
Now,
is
unfortunately, it
under
means it's going to be an extremely uneventful laning stage, and Bean is queuing up the heart at 11 minutes. Okay, Bean.
he's just a troll. I don't know why people play with him.
is under attack.
I mean, you know me. I'm an ogre aficionado. I love this hero. I'll play it whenever I want to troll.
I mean, yes,
But
I do
won't
the
just,
same
I won't
thing.
just rush heart.
It's just like I feel like the issue was in that game that we lost. There was a moment where he did a bunch of multicasting and killed a guy, and he was obviously in his mind was like, see. But the problem is that he's now leaning on Super to basically start all these fights with Prophet. So maybe he's able to make it work. Because if you do get there as Ogre, being able to hex the entire enemy team or Dagon the entire enemy team is fucking hype. But you know what helps you get there? Is having those items before you have a fucking heart. Who cares if you live and you're the last man standing and die, and maybe you kill one lad? If you can fucking destroy the enemy with hexes and Dagons, that's so much more pog. Just do that.
Yeah, no, I think it was one of the goons. I have no idea who, but they told me that Scython Ogre was not a good item because you waste all the in. Because, as everyone knows, you only buy Scythe to get 25 int. That's the only reason to possibly buy one.
Yeah. So it's Zero Goo. The Zero Goo lane by Bristol, I think, is also a mistake. Just get one level in it. No one can fucking get anywhere near you. Get the goo in them. What are they gonna do?
Yeah, no, I hate the second point in Bristle back in the lane. I've gotten into the habit now of when I was still playing like Bristle, taking goo at level 1 in some lanes.
You want to bully
because
people.
it's so much better.
You get the goo
Okay.
on them, they're fucked.
Oh, have you seen this new Ags on Bristleback?
Oh, hello, there's a weak call. Yes, it's really fucking funny.
It's so strong. I completely underevaluated it when it changed. It's so good. Bean, you can't fight this.
That hook was shocking.
It's alright.
They killed Mirana.
It's alright, Super. Keep climbing that podium, mate. You'll get your Midas.
Okay.
Okay, what is happening here?
The lads are dreadful.
Oh no.
Yeah, tip Dave. Dave did well there. Dave can fucking suicide into a bunch of lads. That is a skill
Jake?
that he has. Where's Jake?
He just TP'd in front of this CK.
You were doing very well. I'm very proud.
The Quills thing is so weird on this hero. where he just sort of leans to one side and shoots quills out. How is it targeted?
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Is it targeted direction?
So Bristleback's model, he starts walking in whatever direction you've targeted Bristleback in. So he might just start moonwalking, and just bristles will just start firing out of his back.
And then, it's always out of his back.
Yeah, so his model will just turn around.
Okay. So if I'm walking, if I selected him now and chose backwards, he'd turn around and he's just walking in that direction, slowly quilling everybody.
Yeah, just he will turn around, he'll walk backwards, and he'll quill in that direction. There we go. He just did it on the ancient stack.
Look at that! Alright, that's nuts.
And the fact that he obviously didn't see it there when he was taking the ancients, but you can do it while moving, so you can chase people.
I've seen
just
that, yeah.
Machine gun them down.
So, by the way, I'm going to switch to net worth. He's very fat. He has minus ags at 15 minutes. That's pretty cool.
Like I said, he hasn't got the Vanguard, so he's sacrificed a bit of his survivability.
Yeah. But I think he can farm really well with what he's got, so...
And especially when he gets this Bloodstone.
That's a nice card.
Oh.
Okay.
They're cool. We're getting him. No dunk.
Oh,
no.
So tragic.
David.
Do you think it would be fair if you could turn dunk on autocast? I would love it.
I think the goons would fuck it up more. Oh, I would love to see a rework on Axe though, where you could go some sort of dunk build.
Well, you get phylactery, my dude. That's the dunk build. So, Inane Insanity says the tooltip is wrong. You target direction for his back, not the hero direction. So, if I selected him now, I assume it's like vector targeted. And I chose a line like that, and then walked that way. He keeps his back facing this way? Is that how it works? You can get phylactery on Bristle just for his Q, right? I don't think it would be good. Soup just fucking hooked the ancient. He got the stat. Pretty bad.
You can now. Before, when it was obviously the old Ags, it was AoE goo, you couldn't. But
yeah.
I guess it would be. I guess it would. I'm not sure.
150 damage and a slow on top of the goo slow. It's just goo, but it's every 6 seconds.
Yeah.
Goo at max level has a 1.8 second cooldown, so it's probably not worth it.
When you get the shard on Bristle, because before the Ags gave you the bonus goo stacks, but now it's on the hairball, which honestly I love the hairball. The hairball is excellent.
Oh, so people are saying you just selected direction, a bit like when you do the shield thing as Mars. And then you're walking around and your back will permanently face that direction. Like Bulwark. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Makes sense.
What is Fed doing?
Living, mate.
You cannot fight these heroes. They're going to try, though.
Alright, Dave.
Yes, Dave.
That's a nice goal.
Big call.
Bit of lag. He's done.
No, he's graved. The quills.
Yes, David! Oh shit. I think CK is fucking terrifying. I'm gonna be honest with you. We saw him in a game. Me and Joe cast. It's one of the scrub casts. This hero was fucking ridiculous. He did so much fucking damage. It was nuts.
So what do they buff on CK? They buffed his they buffed his crit to crit.
Yeah, so I don't know, he just seems pretty good.
I'm always quite wary about these little buffs. Like on Chaos Strike, they buffed his they buffed the creep damage multiplier. Only by 0.1, but that over an entire game, that's going to make you farm so many more creeps. And just anything, actually to be fair, anything to help CK out, because I love playing CK.
I mean, he was dead for a long time. But I think, honestly, if you get pretty much any hero inside his ult illusions, they fucking die. Like, they just fucking die. He hits so fucking hard. Look at that, he hit for 801 at 20 minutes. He gets a couple of those off with his lads? Come on.
Yeah. Oh no, Schmupster's not going for the Bloodstone. Coward.
What's he going for?
Going for heart. And Beam, to his credit, he has got a pipe first.
He's going
he's
pipe
still
hard.
going for the heart. At least he's got something to help the team.
The thing is, they already have a tanky lad. And let's talk about the magical damage they're taking. It's just Kotl and Techies. The big damage they're going to be taking is CK and Axe. Like, that's what's scary.
Yeah. What would I go this game on Ogre? I'd probably go...
I'm not being funny. Yules is always good. Against an Axe. Always good. Ogre, like, CK comes in, Axe comes in, you just fucking Yules them. You can sort out. Super's using his ult to farm.
I feel like there might be some trolling going on in the voice channel. So this time, at times like this, I want to get like a PGL fight like replay with the live comms.
That's twice he's used it to hit creeps.
Oh no, he hasn't got it to catch Fed. Not that he would anyway.
I mean, Dagon for sure. It's just like so much damage.
I like Dagon and Ogre as well because Dagon one hits neutral creeps now.
Absolutely. Against CK, it gets rid of illusions instantly.
Yeah, and like you
can just kill them all. And then CK is not a hero without illusions.
And then like on Ogre, even if you go Dagon 1, Snoog suggested this to me like as soon as they made the change. It's like a second Midas for Ogre.
Yeah.
Because you.
Yeah, for sure.
You turn half the...
I think probably Dagon minus Dagon. If you're going +3 Ogre, I think that's actually cool. Because then you can get whatever the fuck you want. Like you can get a hex in like 10 minutes, easy. You get it in 5 minutes probably.
I really don't know how they're dealing with this CK though. But
well, if he had Dagon, anytime he needs to not go in first, Clock goes in first, Bristle goes in. He just Dagons all of the illusions.
Eri, you'll know.
CK illusions or strong illusions doesn't work. Even the Scythe? I'm sure hexing illusions still works.
Oh, there we go, yeah. If you hold on it says strong illusions are not killed instantly by spells.
But is a Dagon a spell?
It's the kind of tooltip that Valve would write.
It is.
It's like there was a like Razor E. The tooltip for that used to say occasionally does some damage, but with no numbers on it at all.
Right. Oh, they caught Soup.
Oh, dunk.
Yes, you'll any targeted item or spell is subject to multicast.
So
CK illusions are basically like Venjag's illusions? My god. So you can't hex them, you can't do anything, and they don't disappear, you just gotta fucking fight them, good lord.
I feel like I have to explain this to chat every time an ogre appears on stream. So chat, right, it's the last time I'm gonna say it. Anything that you can cast on an enemy can be multicast. The only things that work on allies are Bloodlust and Fire Shield.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Apart from Urn and Vessel. Good shout.
Yeah. So like Urn and Vessel is a weird one. So Urn and Vessel
they don't break Lincolns either, do they?
They'll like it'll proc multicast and it says that it multicast, but it doesn't like actually apply anything. So it'll keep your multicast streak up. But like I like the last time Ogre support was in meta, I used to get Solar Crest on him and just apply Solar Crest to the entire enemy team.
Right.
And they wonder why they're melting.
What do you mean Lincolns? You can't put Lincolns on enemy, and it doesn't work on allies. You can't 4-staff your entire team. It only affects things cast on enemies.
You can 4-staff the entire enemy team.
But you can't 4-staff your allies. If you Solar Crest and it's multicast, I think it just goes on more than one target. It doesn't multicast on the same person.
No. So yeah, I get what the Nesk is saying. It doesn't apply the Solar Crest debuff to you multiple times.
No, that would be insane.
What are they doing now? Why are they going? Why is Bean behind a blade mail?
I think he's thinking I need to be tanky because he's obsessed with that.
Oh no!
They've gone on him.
Oh, this is very ambitious from David.
They're all here though. That's a nice bomb buff.
Dear. Oh no, that's their mid-dazzle's dead. Being dead. Schmupster dead as well. Yeah, they're all dead. Good Aegis use, lads. Oh,
NZ!
Oh, he mana dodged!
Wow, that was nice.
Mana dodged the quill.
I'm not saying that Bean needs to stop, because he will then, next time I play with him, he will pick this just to spite me, because he's a trolly little piece of shit. Half the goons are. But this is just embarrassing. If you're just wasting time. The other lads are trying really fucking hard.
I don't know about that. They have all 5 of them are built minus.
The Radiant team?
No, sorry. Oh no, I mean
yeah.
Dire.
Bean's team are trolling.
Yeah,
and he's no doubt the instigator because he is the biggest troll. They're thinking, we'll all buy Midases and then it doesn't matter if the game goes late because we'll be enormous. But they've forgotten that CK will fucking run you over. He's a Mack truck of a hero.
What is CK building now? No, it's got Harpoon. He's got 2.7k gold in the bank.
Is it me or is Super? He's building
a Dagon.
I think he thinks it gets rid of illusions. It doesn't work on CK illusions. We've just discovered this.
Radiant's top tower
No. I'll tell you what though, I'm not sure. Will it matter? Will this axe from Jacus on Prophet matter?
Shake.
Oh, shake.
The forest.
Well, it was a rough laning stage for Radiant, and then they won 2 fights, and now Dire can't do anything.
This is like what I always say about the lad's Prophet. It's good in lane,
Radiant's top tower is under
but then they don't know what to do with it, and they just try to split push like old Prophet, and they wait too long, and they hang their ass out, and they die, and it's awful.
It's like, I don't know why. What goes through the mind of a goon?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. Bean's dead again. Oh, another dunk. Yes, David.
Oh shit.
Oh my god. Oh, Jake's in. Look out, Jake.
Where is Soup in all this?
Soup is on the way.
They do kill
He's
Copper.
got a hook shot. Maybe there'll be a hook shot from downtown.
Wow, they
Gold
killed
six.
the
Jump, Alistair.
Get in there, you coward.
Clockpot Cricket just resubbed for 6 months. My sub is now old enough to show new emotions, be fearful
No,
of
David!
edges, pebble, move their hands and bodies and much more.
Okay.
Radiant's
and he's-
courier has been
okay.
killed.
If you've got Bean and Super on your team, just type GG at the start. I'm not even kidding. Just type GG at the start. Get on with your evening.
And here we go.
Yeah,
They've queued up the hearts again.
Well, the Dazzle mid has just got a Midas. That's it. Doesn't really do anything.
This is mid-dazzle. And he's
You know-
not finished a single item.
Do you know what this feels like if you take the Bristle out? These are all heroes that I will play.
Dire's middle tower
In positions they should not be played in. That's what it feels like. And when I do it, I am fully willing to accept that I am trolling and just picking whatever I want because fuck it. And maybe the lads are on the same train. Maybe they're just like, oh, we just don't care. But I just wonder if everyone is on the same page. If they are, then fair enough.
Yeah, but if you don't care, why turn up? There were people who couldn't get into this lobby.
That's true. That is true. I think, as usual with these things, they didn't agree with the enemy team. We're just gonna fuck about.
Oh. Right. Okay, what is happening? How is Jake dying? What? Trying to split push. Look, this happened before. He was trying to split push with level 1 treants.
They killed Super as well. I think Jake is confused about what his hero does. The thing is, with Prophet, post-laning stage, the lads don't know what to do other than split push. And to be fair, his skills do kind of lend to that. But I think you have to pick your moments, like when you know where the enemy team is. Whoa!
They don't have any detection.
Nope.
Oh, for the love of God, lads. And now you're all going to die again.
Ashti ran towards the axe!
Casual Gamagar aided with 10 viewers.
Thank you. Oh, they catch him!
He's trying to fight them. He might get a kill on Dave, but I feel like he's going to go down here anyway. Don't do it, Dave. Don't get greedy.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I feel like if you're going split push Prophet, this is ganking Prophet. Like, you've got a solar crest. You don't have any evasive, any escape at all. So if you split push and they catch you, you are dead. You can't BKB TP out. You can't, like, do anything. Your job is to turn up and fight with other people. But who's he ganking with? Him and Soups, I guess.
He's got no heroes to play with because you've got your main damage hero being the Bristleback. He wants it to be obvious where he is. You haven't got any of this, like, you haven't got a hero like a PA or this kind of like sneaky assassin hero.
I feel like if he had built, like, you've got Super, if he'd built an Orchid, oddly enough, on Prophet, and he finds someone, Super runs over there, hook shots in, Prophet's there, Orchids them, Dagon, they can blow people up. Maybe.
I kind of wish Jake just played for core and just bought treads for a start so he could actually try and scale. He's currently just walking around with no boots, 2 smokes and 2 dust.
Oh my god, he's got no boots?
No, he's playing support Prophet. He thinks he can just walk around like this.
So when they're all here, this is when he can TP. Like, this is when he goes down here and applies pressure. And pushes. I think that is fine. David is in. Oh, sorry, Bean is in big trouble. Dies. Like, when they were all there, if Prophet is down here pushing a tier 2, I think that's a decent use of time.
Chinese BKB on David on Street.
What's a Chinese BKB?
It's at a tournament like years ago. Someone like a pro accidentally used their BKB while trying to smoke, and they were asked about an interview afterwards, and they said, "Made in China BKB."
What? Well, he's just not very good. Like, it's just
just not reliable.
That's funny. I mean, he could, again, the Prophet could be here pushing this tier 2. Because if he drags them over here, I think that's a good way of using his time. Now go top. Now go top. Go top. Push tier 2. Like, he can keep multiple waves pushed. Where's he going? What's he doing?
It's just...
No! No! If his jungle creeps, it's over.
Jake.
No, Jake, no! Jake, it's not hard! You know where they are! Eri sent me a video.
Oh, this might be the clip of them saying it.
Better options.
Oh, this is Helen doing the translating and Slack's doing the interviews.
And I felt that I did need to improve on my skills as a player, so I decided to take a break and re-identify myself as a player.
All right, very good. Now, personal question for you. In Game 3, We saw a spectacular moment. You were moving down as the Terrorblade, and you popped your 10-second BKB for seemingly no reason. I just want to know what happened.
刚刚在中路，就是你拿到 BKB 之后就突然开了，为什么会这样子做呢？
那个商店老板骗我，他说这个 BKB 可能是国产的，不是10秒，然后一点，哎，还真10秒的。
Well, the secret shopkeeper told me that the BKB might have been made in China, so I wanted to test it if it's 10 seconds. And actually, it is 10 seconds.
That's funny. That's a big fight.
Just
this is over. What's the point?
He's just killing everyone. Yeah, it's like those are the kind of moments that just live rent free in my head. It's just quotes like that. Okay, Bean bites back. Does it matter? Probably not. Jake gets arrowed. Are they trying to push Fed into the fountain? No. Fed going down.
See, now Bean does that, and he's like, see? It works. I'm not kidding. That's the mentality of Bean. He gets 1 kill in a game where he's done fuck all. He's 4 and 10. He has Pipe, Blade Mail, Midas. Why play Ogre? You could do this with Centaur. You could do this with any hero.
I played a game with this is kind of like I would love to know like the average goon's reading comprehension, because I played a game with David a couple of weeks back.
David on Street,
and he said, "Wow, I'm getting really lucky. I'm multicasting a lot." And then I was like,
I remember that actually.
Read the ×2. Read the multicast chance on ×2, please.
Yeah.
Oh, just please read what the spells do.
It's like you've sold them a car, and they only know how the steering wheel works. The pedals, who knows? The gears, windscreen wipers, that's too advanced. That's immortal level. Signals, come on. You'd have to be like a pro to understand all that.
I don't know how to drive a car, but I've seen a lot of people drive cars.
Right.
And don't look that hard.
Think how many millions of people in this country drive a car, Red. That's how hard it is.
Oh. I mean, I drive.
These are some good cogs, but
there's just too much damage. Like, no one has even attempted. Like, it's difficult with the heroes you've drafted, but no one's even attempted to build a Silver Edge or anything to like.
I don't think they
try and
need to.
reduce.
Oh, that was poor, Dave.
No, you're right. What am I talking about? I'm thinking about the bristle. I'm talking about Chaos Knight like he's bristleback. I'm getting confused.
I know what you mean.
But they have nothing to stop this CK from doing. He hasn't even got BKB. That's the state of the game.
Yeah.
And they cannot stop him. Well, what's he buying now? He's got 9k gold.
Right, but if you look at their team, even if they stun him, who cares? He's got 4.6k HP. He don't give a fuck.
Dire's top tower.
They got no damage. Bean is a stun. Dazzle has done nothing. He's got bots, Midas, Ags, Holy Locket. This is a core Dazzle. That's all he does. That's all he does.
They're just putting all their damage onto the axe, and they've taken what?
He's got to get attack speed and a deso. That's what he needs. But Midas gives him a little bit of that. He doesn't need bots. He doesn't need a fucking... I don't think he needs the Ags until later. He needs to be killing people in these fights. Oh, man, oh.
Like, NZ FedEx on Mirana has all the items that I wish that Dazzle had, pretty much.
Right.
Like, why are you building bots on this Dazzle? You're not going anywhere.
Yeah, I don't get it. That's 2k gold. Just get the Deso, man.
Dunk him, David.
David didn't have it. He wasted it earlier.
Lads, there's no shame in calling GG. Right. No more Goon Nature's Prophet, please. I don't want to see this anymore.
I don't want to see them playing Ogre. I don't want to see them playing Prophet. I definitely don't want to see Super play Clock again. But he's got minus Dagon 5.
He's queuing up the Radiance, the late game Radiance.
They just wanted to do this to see how angry we could possibly get. Congratulations. I'm livid.
Oh, Teehee's still got old. There's no way
Teehee
they
is
can kill him.
21 and 16.
Like, he just got satanic. Like, none of this matters, lads. Like, you're not gonna kill him.
He is so fucking big.
Oh, hook from Super. Will it matter? Probably not. Just call it, please. Have you ever seen a Goon Ogre win a game?
Maybe, but
not
like on purpose. Alright, well done, they got Teehee. He actually still got a kill.
He's not even down yet.
They're in the fountain and he's just fine.
He's just killing Bean in the fountain.
Oh, and he lives. Alright, Teehee is busted, dude.
Yeah, no
okay, Teehee is
please.
busted. Eri, this lad is 22, 1 and 19.
I know that Dire are trolling, but
Dave
here.
has a hex. Dave has a hex.
Yes, Dave. Did you see the news in Goons earlier about Goosey's recalibration?
Yeah.
Ah, finally, some good content.
Radiant victory.
That was a disgrace.
That was I couldn't agree more.
Eri, that was a disgrace. I want all of those lads banned from next week's in-houses. 5 people that wanted to play could have taken part. As Red pointed out earlier, there were people waiting in the lobby who fancied a game of Dotes. These lads shat it up the wall for no fucking reason. That was abysmal.
Cool Llama 1 just resubbed for 15 months.
That was embarrassing. If they had trolled and gotten away with it, fair enough. If you're going to roll the dice, I admire that. But equally, they obviously were going to lose. Look how they itemized. Look how they played. That was embarrassing. That was embarrassing. That brings the whole in-houses into disrepute. I'm shocked. I'm appalled. I'm sickened. I am not surprised.
Eri, can we get this added to this week's Goon TI drama update, please?
What drama update?
So on the website, on the Goon International front page, every week we do a Nutkin and Eri do a drama update.
Okay.
Of what happened during the week in the Goon TI games.
Alright, let me have a look at this. Hold on. The Goon International.
Yeah, so if you just scroll down on the front page.
End of week 2. We are in the thick of it now, and there is no gooning out. Whatever that means. We have seen some awesome guest casting from Hoxie Loxie with Supers catch her stream. Also see the clip here for how Hoxie and Pyrion met. What was the... How did we meet, actually? I have to watch this clip.
You know the story of how me and Pyrion met for the first time?
No. Oh, I want to.
Really...
Red, are you in this one?
Oh, I'm in this one, yeah.
Oh, she's just dipping out. What a
This
clip.
actually.
Oh, it's just fucking buffering.
I queued into one of his little sub.
Oh, it's just buffering like mad.
Oh,
I was really drunk. And this actually, I queued into one of his little sub stacks, and he said something on his stream like, "Oh, she came up to me like, oh."
It's a
Hang
good
on.
clip.
I'm gonna have to watch this again. It's buffering like crazy. I don't know why it's not loading. Dave, that was not a fun match. It was a disgrace. During the Minecraft Goonfellas, there was a 15-minute dropout due to what is claimed to be poor internet from the Insomnia Gaming event. Rumours abound around the GTI watering hole are Gibbo789, while in a public place away from his team, was extremely open to bribery. God, who's writing this? It's so badly spelt. And several bananas have been seen to change hands. Overcommitters Bingus Academy, who booked 2 games back-to-back, had to give up their guaranteed win over Wogan's Wizards to knock out a 2-0 victory against TG, TB, and 2. We caught up with the good, the bad, the ugly. The good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah.
We caught up with Vesper to get a comment. We let the Wizards off easy game 2. Whilst we would have played both the teams simultaneously, it would have been too embarrassing for them to lose like that. Very good. NZ FedEx, accused of exploiting a bug with a soul ring in a game, has been let off the hook with a shocking decision from Eri, who has decided everyone should use the bug if they are that fussed. Justice is dead, and people are reaching for their pitchforks. A fake GG happened this week when Mazaway typed GG mid-game, later explained that he had accidentally smashed his face on the keyboard to activate a spell, and this was not intentional. More about this in episode 5 of Mind of a Goon. 2 Hot for Dota have been dominating Group B. We caught up with their top player, the Bast, to give us a comment on why they think they're dominating. I need to confirm, not denying any rumours that 2 Hot for Dota have acquired lost Stasi documents detailing each and every player's playstyle, schedule, and home address. The Grumpy Nerd has been accused of being the 6th player for Jeff, and on their payroll from the get-go as an undercover spy. When asked about this, he had this to say, as a large brown Jeff-branded envelope full of cash fell from his pocket. Under the advice of legal counsel, I should not be responding to these allegations at this time. My silence is not indicative of either guilt or innocence. Allegedly, during Stray vs. Spherical series, Team Stray unleashed their secret 6th player, Hornet. Hornet's job is to invade the homes of the opponent and distract during key team fights. Like all members of Team Stray, however, his positioning is terrible and he was spotted before it could be impactful. Time will tell if Hornet is able to be effective in future series. Lastly, a non-union caster was called not doing his research when on stream with angelic guest Hoxie Loxy. We have an exclusive clip as a stark reminder why you should always use the Goons casting union. I'll watch that in a second. Let's see if this clip finally plays.
His little... And this actually... I queued into one of his little sub-stacks. And he said something on his stream like, "Oh, she came up to me like, oh, I'm such a big fan." And as I said on my stream, I don't remember meeting her. I was absolutely trolleyed. It's very embarrassing now in my life. I did speak to a lot of people who messaged me the next day, and I was like, what the hell have I said to them? And Pyrian followed me the next day, and I just thought I was just cool, and he'd noticed me. You know? I was cool, but no, I'd gone up to him.
Oh, it's so funny. Oh, that's so funny. Hoxie is legit really cool. At the after party at in Singapore, she came in and she was just the coolest. She really was super cool. I mean, she looked amazing. She had this amazing dress on, and then she was just the funny thing. My favorite thing about Hoxie is she has this really unapologetically northern accent, and most of the Europeans she speaks to, I'm like, I wonder if they know what she's saying. Like, she's so northern. It's really funny. And she's just one of those people that you meet who just fucking loves Dota, and she's just really cool and funny. So yeah, I like Hoxie. I wish I'd spent more time with her, but it's kind of hard because she never works like at a Dream League or anything like that. So I haven't really got to know her very well. And last time I saw her was in Singapore. She was obviously working for her team. So yeah, I've not really got to chat to her a huge amount. But yeah, she's really, really funny. I like Hoxie a lot. She's very funny. But that is exactly what she did. She don't remember it. She was that drunk. That's so funny.
Oh, come on, lads. Assemble these teams quicker. Also, who is 40% job interview win rate?
I don't know. Either way, listen, if anyone's flaming Nutkin's website, the website is superb. Absolutely superb. I'm just saying his spelling is terrible. I think that's a fair critique.
I said to Nutkin and Airy right at the start of when Global International 2 started officially, and I could not believe the infrastructure the event now has.
Yeah, it's insane. Also, Bob with a funny comment, a 90-month sub, a mod, and one of the founding fans of this stream, and therefore of me. So, Bob, that is ironic, isn't it? That is ironic. Bob, literally one of the first fans I accumulated on Twitch.
He's got that founder badge that you can never get rid of.
He literally has a founder badge. Bob has been a fan of mine for a very, very long time. So anytime you guys want to know about Bob, just remember he's a huge PFlax fan and has been for many years. So, you know that gif that Stan has made of me with the drill?
You with the drill? Oh,
Yeah.
from the DIY stream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some guy just messaged me, "Hey, Mr. Flax, is this an AI-generated image? Uncanny Valley vibe to it. Not that I put you down as a non-DIY person."
Hang on, what comes up if I type in PFlax into Discord gifs? That's a picture of Nilesy.
Is this what did you Google?
I just looked up in the GIF search in Discord. I just typed in PFlax all as one word, and the first like 9 or 10 are you, and then there's a picture of Nilesy, and then there's a picture of random people.
Bizarre. Bob, you said imagine being a fan of yours as well, and I know you're not. So why would you say that? That's not even irony. I wouldn't say Bob is a fan of PFlax. Like, how am I meant to read irony into something which is clearly not true? Do you know what I mean? Like, if the irony was you were a big PFlax fan, that would make sense. But you're not. I don't even understand it, dude. I think you flame me more than anybody else. More than Munt, even.
Munt's gotten a lot more chill over time.
Munt doesn't play much anymore.
Probably the reason.
Like, would you describe yourself, if I asked you to describe yourself, would you say you're a fan? I mean, you wouldn't, would you? Literally take extreme pleasure in watching me suffer in Dota games. 70-minute loss? He's rubbing his hands. I would not describe Bob as a fan of me or the channel. He watches this because he enjoys to see people. He enjoys seeing people suffer. He enjoys suffering. We've got gore in game, so anything could happen.
Oh man. Gore and Paragon on the same team.
That's really something.
Okay. Oh, we've got James, star player of team.
Is James in game?
He's on Dire, yeah. He's on one of the teams, anyway.
Okay.
No, they're flipped. Okay.
They've got Eagle and James.
Team ban.
They've got Jido as well. Jido is very impressive on the Ven in some of the games this week.
Fair enough, Bob. Fair enough. I didn't have you pegged as a fan, mate. Appreciate it, brother.
5 seconds remaining.
I saw that right earlier, didn't I, on your stream? That James is the tied
Him
for
and
the
Dav
most
are tied,
successful.
yeah. It's James and Dav. If you want to talk about the standard at GTI and people ever say, what's the standard like? Send them a screenshot of the current strats leaderboard that has James and Dav as the absolute top players in the tournament. Just send them that.
Dire team ban.
So like obviously all of the applications for Goon TI teams must have gone through area
They
nucking.
did, yeah.
I would love to know how many people thought this was like a real tournament that they could win money at.
So the funny thing is I know from what Eri said that he had quite a big workload of teams who applied, and a lot of them were way too good. Like ancient players and all this kind of shit who were like, yeah, I want to play in the tournament. And Eri was like, you do realize that
10 seconds remaining.
We've let a few people who we know for a fact to be overranked, like Eagle, in, and everybody else is pretty much a known quantity, or teams who have demonstrated that they are dog shit time and again, like GF and G, no offense to the lads, love you boys, or, you know, Stinky's Holy Warriors, or that team of German lads, I think. Is that Bingus Academy, or are they the Kansas boys? I think Bingus are the Germans. They fit perfectly in, right? Like, Eri, to his eternal credit, did a really good job at figuring out who's good and who's acceptable in a Goon tournament. And I have not seen a ringer, or a ringer team in particular, come in and like stomp all over everything, because that would really fuck things up if there was a team of lads who were brand new. So Spherical they're doing okay. Like, the thing is, they fit in just right. They're 7-3, so we've actually got 8 teams who are reasonable. Let's say 7 actually. You got who are 7-1, Too Hot for Dota who are 7-1, Spherical who are 7-3, Goonfellas who are 6-2, all fine. Mancaf are 5-3, so Group B was actually pretty close. Group A, you've got Jeff who are 7-1, Wogan's Wizards are 7-3, the Billionaires are 5-1, and then suddenly Granny's Cookies 3-5, Bingus 3-3, Goon Bad Ugly 3-3, Goon 4-4. So this is actually a lot of fucking draws and shitty teams. I think Jeff, Wogan's Wizards, Too Hot for Dota, and Spherical, and maybe Goonfellas are going to be the teams to watch in the tournament, because they've actually done it pretty consistently. But the rest of them are just lads. I mean, if Joe put his if Joe put the regular stack, like let's say it was Joe, Munchie, Paul, and a couple of the other lads, like there's like maybe 6 or 7 lads he chooses from, they would destroy this tournament. They just would. Like, Munchie alone is way too good for this tournament.
10 seconds remaining.
And if Joe's playing seriously, Joe's too good for this tournament. Paul can even have some really good games as well, even though Paul is terrible. He will do the right thing. He's got his head switched on. He remembers things like wisdom runes and timings, and he places wards and stuff like that. That puts him and the rest of the team light years ahead of the GTI games. Light years. So I think we've got a really good balance of teams. There are always going to be some dog shit teams, and they knew they were dog shit going in. I mean, there's no way that the bad lads went in thinking this is a serious team and we have a chance of winning. There just isn't. Because let's look at the bad lads. The bad lads consists of Bird, Rocket, Hunter, Jesper, Savage. They know they're fucked. They just want to play together as a group and have fun. Fantastic. And then there are some teams that are like put together to do well. Wogan is obviously determined to win this tournament. Tweeted at me in the middle of the game. Game 1 of a 2-game series. Just won a series 2-0. Tweeted me playing an Ashwin that last night. Or the night before. So they want to win.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Venomancer.
The Nesk says, how is that not drama using Twitter mid-series? I don't think people noticed. I did mention it in the cast, but I don't think people noticed. Or it might be part of next week. But yeah, he literally tweeted at me mid-series of game 1. Josh won a Series 2-0 because they were that confident.
5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
GF&G are doing well. Yep, for GF&G, you know. Nanesk says, didn't one of the lads at Bali get in super hot shit for using Twitch mid-game, got to hold at the same level? Sorry, are the games broadcast live on Twitter, Nanesk? You melt? You non-blinking, slug-playing, overrated gaboon? Answer. He literally sent a tweet. You can't even spell level. Come at Wogan again, Nanesk. Come at him again. He's in the tournament. What are you doing?
Radiant team pick.
Nanesk isn't even coaching a team.
Not even coaching a team. Stephen, who I believe is ancient or high legend, could have easily coached a team, Nanesk. Not contributing. Shocking. Shocking.
Who did you coach last year, Nanesk?
10 seconds remaining.
Where did they end up? Oh, was that Scipio's Helm Enjoyers, the Yoso team?
How'd they do?
Remaining.
They lost to. I think they came in. I think they might come in third, actually.
Yeah, no, they were pretty good. Where is Yoso this year?
I've got no idea. I've not seen him around for ages.
No, I haven't seen Yoso either. Maybe he hasn't seen his girlfriend in 3 days.
He's still trying to find her. God, I'm looking on the website between GTI 2022 and GTI 2023. The production value is just so much higher.
Legion Commander.
I mean, if Scipios didn't want to play this year, that's fair enough. It's fucking hot in Italy at the moment. I guess maybe he's just enjoying the summer.
I do miss that stack though. That stack was really entertaining to watch.
Yeah.
10 seconds remaining.
His hands-on management style permanently scarred the rest of his
5
team.
seconds remaining.
Legion, Mars, Veno, Venge. This is some kind of team.
That's alright, Eri. That sounds like how I managed Live Laugh Luton, honestly.
I really wish I managed a team this year. I really wish I had played for a team this year. That would have been funny.
I spoke to some of the lads. We thought I had an idea that I would we'd have a team of like one of the worst teams that's like coached by a guy called Jim Johnson, and like I create a Discord account. I subscribe to the Discord so I can get in on like a Smurf account called Jim Johnson, and then at the end of it there's like a big reveal that it was me the whole time.
I would like to play on a team with the 4 worst players plus me. I think that would be kind of funny.
I'm sure that could be arranged. That'd be good content.
Yeah, exactly.
I suspect that you'll turn up to the first series, and then you'll refuse to play.
No, I'll play. I play with the Goons most days of the year. I play morning Goon games. I am used to playing with the dogshit players of this world. My team would be Riley, KBJ, Dave Yognot, Chrono, and me. That's a team.
Oh, Eri, can we get like a fantasy, like a viewer's choice fantasy match for like the final day?
If there's a tiebreaker, or there's a team that's just short, they get a chance. If they can defeat my team of warriors, they proceed to the next round.
10 seconds remaining.
Eri, we could probably get Team Nigma in, right, for that?
5 seconds remaining.
I reckon they'll be down for it. It'll be a laugh.
Team pick.
I don't need Ashwin coaching me. I have Ashwin coaching me every game I play with him. I know exactly what he wants me to do. I just don't always do it. Yes, whichever team beats the Goon Squad the fastest gets through. I think that would be a funny tiebreaker.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Right, who have we got? Who's on these teams? Who is Libyan Flag Enjoyer?
I don't know. Eri, who is Libyan Flag Enjoyer and who is 40% job interview win rate?
I'm convinced that one of these is Kieran, but I don't know which one.
Dire team pick.
Storm Spirit.
A hero I've fancied playing lately, even though he's not particularly meta and isn't particularly strong, I've really fancied getting better at Storm. Its Bast is Libyan Flag Enjoyer. How is its based, different from the Bast Master?
10 seconds
Yeah, I
remaining.
got those two. Every time I see it's the based, I think it's Bassmaster with a stupid new name.
Yeah, so wait, those are different people? It's based and the Bassmaster are different people?
That can't be a coincidence. I refuse to believe that's a coincidence. And who's the other guy? The other guy is... Oh, Robertus.
Oh, Robertus, yeah. These are all people that have pissed me off in chat during the day, so
Yes.
I'm generally pretty hacked off with them by the time the evening runs around.
I'll tell you what, Spineapple, if you need a sub for any of your Granny's Cookies games, I'm sure that Ted will be glad to sub in.
I'll get in,
for
I'll
you.
sub in. I'm Archon 5, I qualify.
Granny's Cookies is secretly my favourite team because they're one of the pickup teams.
Right.
And they were just like, I watched this stack assemble in real time over like the weeks of the Goons the Eye sign up.
The Nesk, have you read chat? Like, have you read it? Have you seen how few people in here are not complete gaboons when it comes to like, everyone says stupid shit, but there are some people in chat that say stupid shit constantly.
The Nesk, you're in chat. Right. You fit right in.
Just imagine, Nesk, if you had to read Twitch chat for like 10 hours a day, you'd be fucking sick of it too. Drop into a random stream and read Twitch chat and just tell me what you think. I have tried to very, very carefully curate my Twitch chat with good mods and heavy-handed rules precisely to avoid having to deal with the average Twitch chat experience. And I think it's helped. It's killed my view account, but if that's the cost, so be it.
It's good to have a curate. I like to think your community is very well curated.
It's very good. Yeah.
I'm very excited for some of these hero player combos in this game. We've got God of Random playing mid sniper, I think. We've got Paragon PL, and we've got James Mars, which I'm very excited to see how many spears he lands.
Notch, is that a joke question, or do you genuinely not know?
Prepare for battle.
Oh, I deleted the channel.
Yeah, for the better, it's gone. That's all that needs to be said about it.
It was the worst part of the Discord by a fucking mile.
And I'll tell you what, it's not been missed either, which has been fantastic.
I have not had to dip into mod chat since we deleted it. Literally. There has been no mod chat. Here we go.
Oh, the exact same fight again. This game too. Oh my god! But Slarding goes down immediately.
Paragon just standing his ground. I love it.
Yeah. Oh, they're gonna get God of Random as well.
Oh my god.
Is this Mitchie's gonna go down? Archer's probably going down. No?
I must have stepped on something.
Yep, Gino.
Wow.
No, Gino.
So that was actually 3-3. That was not bad for either team. But Invoker did get 2 kills.
The battle begins.
I'll tell you who it's worst for though. It's worst for PL and Sniper. No, sorry, PL and Slarda, who both died without getting any experience.
Yeah.
Every other hero got experience.
Invoker is nearly level 2. He is pos for Invoker. What a waste! Send him mid.
Yeah.
He was level 2 in like 2 creeps.
Get gonna roundabout this mid lane. Is there still a bounty room top? Oh, lads, come on!
Denied.
Right, okay. Bounty rune watch. How long's this bounty rune top going to be there? Okay.
I'm wondering if it's going to be replaced by the water rune. That would be funny.
Yeah. Well, we had this before where a bounty rune wasn't picked up. Did a water rune just spawn next to it? I swear we had this before.
Remember.
Right, come on. Leave it there for science. Got a random. No one we're talking about. Got a random's got no interest in runes at all. The man just constantly wants to fight. He thinks he's playing Hell Let Loose.
You've seen it! No!
Wait a second. He had a ward there. He saw it the whole time. Oh my god.
Just astonishing.
The state of Game 3 Dotes. Game 3 is always my favourite game to watch.
Oh yeah. I think Game 3 is generally where Plague and Ashwin have had enough. And I'm like, this is the best stuff.
Yeah. Storming Eagle playing POS 1 Legion. I just noticed. What are you doing?
Paragon in genuine trouble here.
Oh.
Not having fun.
High magic damage lane. Oh, did they rotate Microsoft PowerPoint up here? What a name, by the way.
Yeah. Can I just say, Eagle dead, but also, for a guy that likes to farm and nothing else, he's picked a carry who will just want to fight. I mean, this is why I don't get the Legion carry. I think, surely you just want to fight all the time as Legion and not hit creeps.
Yeah, I don't know why he's decided to do this, because like,
I played Sniper mid the other day, Red, in a Goon game. No word of a lie. I had, I think, 40 denies by the end of the laning stage against OD. And the side lanes were lost so hard, it did not matter.
Oh, man.
Like, I had the greatest laning stage I think I've ever had mid. Because OD could do nothing. I just stayed... I was so far back, he had to dive the tower. I kept the creep wave momentum just right. It was like the immaculate lane. It was like if Jesus laned as Sniper. That's how good it was. And it was just every few seconds, ultra kill. And I was like, what's happening in the silence? Like, oh, it's pretty rough up here. I'm like, and I look at the match list and I'm like, what are you guys doing? And if you ever watch the Goons in those games, which we don't often get to see what they're doing in the laning stage, if you watch it back, a lot of the time, one of them will cast a spell on the enemy carry, and they both decide that means we are diving and never stopping. Or they will just use their only stun just as harass. And now it's like, well, now we can kill you both. It's like when the only stun they have is like a lion. And there's like some shit, and oh, there'll be like a jug lich in the lane, and they both just keep going back and back and back.
It's just...
That's a click! Wave of Terror! Yes!
Gino, yes! Gino, turn! You have a stick.
So...
Stun soon.
You watch the way the lads lane, and they're just continually either out of position and dying to the enemy and then trying to save the other guy, or trying to kill the enemy and diving stupidly and dying. And it's just repeat, repeat, repeat. And it's like they're continually surprised that they're dying to the same exact thing over and over again. Like, yes, Lich Armor plus Spin will kill you if you don't have boots and you're just like Venno. Like, yes, you are going to die to that. Stop just standing close to Jug in the lane and running in to get one Q on him that he doesn't care about and then dying. Like, that's the kind of shit when you watch. It's unreal. How did they get them both? Where were they?
It was a good play from Slada. He kind of just ran down Storming Eagle with his bashes, and then he had a blood grenade, and then used that to run down Gido as well.
Well, that's his treads. Libby and Flag and Joy are having a moment down here.
Denied.
But yeah, the Goon side lanes, I don't know what's going on. They never talk. You never hear chat.
Yeah. There's never any communication.
There's no comms. Go on this guy or anything like that, or he's just moaning.
Yeah, like sometimes
Oh,
sometimes you get.
Roberta's gone in mid on Gore.
Oh, the first
he's
hit's
gonna
sick.
kill him.
Oh, and he timed it on the 6-minute rune as well.
He did. That was
The
really
player.
nice.
Sometimes you do get like a talkative goon, like Bast, or
Right.
like, and that's good to a point. But then suddenly,
So
it's
sometimes
constant.
I played with Gore a couple of weeks ago. Very talkative, obviously. It's Gore, right?
Yeah.
But it's constantly get this guy, do this, get that, and it's all wrong. So like it's like every call is way off the mark. He's like, get this guy, kill him, go. Can we go? Can we get this guy? And I'm like, the goons will go if you say that. Don't go. It's not a go. Why are you going on the Jakira? Help your carry.
That's fine. Get him on the way out. No.
Oh my god! Why did you? Ancient 4, by the way. Ancient 4.
What was he? What did he think would happen? Eagle man, please.
Cox says he just got scammed.
How did you get scammed, Cock?
I can imagine Cock getting scammed because he's a nice, sweet boy.
This one, someone just wanted to try out their new game. Can you download it and test it for them? There is actually something that's like quite scary that I posted in the Discord. I think it's been pinned in Goons, but I think because of the way that Discord changed one of their settings in a recent update, you can disguise links as other links now.
Oh, okay.
And you won't know until you like hover over it, and then it shows what the link actually is.
Check the disastrous pint in Goons.
Oh no! Oh my god!
Where'd you just pay
That's
$10
all
for
hay.
this at the Stratford Theatre? What? No way. What, that's literally what they gave you? So wait, Cock, did they pour it for you while you're at the bar and you were like, okay, and you handed over your money? Wouldn't you say, I'm sorry, I'm not paying £10 for this? That's not a pint, that's the end of the barrel.
He says, my options were to accept this or hold up a bunch of old people waiting to see Shakespeare.
Don't be ridiculous!
They're not paying for it.
Just say,
You're
I'm
paying for
sorry, you're going to have to pour that again. Fucking Canadians! They're so sweet. They're just like, I guess I'll take the unacceptable pint, guys. It's my fault. I'm sorry for holding you up. I'm sorry.
That's ridiculous. You gave the guy a dirty look. Jesus Christ, Cock.
Didn't want to hold up the line is the weakest excuse I've ever heard. There's no one behind you who would be like, get a move on, buddy. You just hold up your pint and say, he just served me this. Like, you just hold it up and go, sorry, mate, can you pour that again? And anyone that sees it is going to laugh. They're not going to say, get out of the way, partner, you got your drink. Where's my goddamn pint? You're in Britain now. We respect the sanctity of the pint.
I've been waiting 10 minutes for my cup of head.
Yeah. I'm next. No one's going to see that. Demand to be bumped to the front of the queue.
Oh, get him, James. Oh, James is so dead, actually. No, James. Oh.
He's away. That's the issue with Q against PL is he can always purge it.
Yeah.
However, this is Paragoon.
James has been absolutely killing it on the CS, though.
Cock, joke's on you, mate. We don't tip at bars in the UK anyway.
Who tips at a bar? here, I mean, not obviously in the US.
In the US, you tip. Here, we do not tip
because we pay. What's the thing about the US? It's like
they don't pay their staff enough. It's covered by tips,
which is a quite frankly to me it's a ridiculous concept. Like, why would anyone want... Like, I understand there's obviously, like, some people don't have the option, but why would you want to work in a place like that?
So, if you were in the right bar, you make a fortune. Like, I know a lot of people talk about New York bartenders. I've known a few New York bartenders. They clear a fortune on a good night. Like, way more than you would make just earning your regular wage. So, in a way, the system is the way it is. Because if you're in the right job with great tips, like at a really good restaurant or a really good bar, you will make more than you would do otherwise. The problem is, it doesn't even out, because at the average bar, you're not going to make more. And the point is, if I'm working till fucking 5 in the morning at a shit bar earning bare tips, how about you paid me a decent wage on top of my tips? Like, now you're literally passing... It's just a very clever way to pass on the cost of staff to customers. And all it means is that anyone that lives in that has a job which is like a tipping job doesn't have to be paid a good salary. And then the debate is, how much do you tip and who do you tip? And there's a big problem. If you're from abroad, you just... I don't know how much I'm meant to tip. In America, for a long time, it was $1 a drink. That was how much you tipped. $1 a drink. So if you're in a bar and you order 3 pints, you give them a $3 tip. If only James had some dust. Oh dear.
Oh no. Right, James, let the chase begin. Run, James.
Run! I love this blocking from Arch D.
Oh no. Your breath misses. He's getting away. I mean, I would be diving him right now. Like, you're a Slarda. You're not going down to tower shots.
I would not. Does he have Vanguard? No, he's going to.
He's got.
Yeah, he is Slarda. He's got 11 armor. Like, yes. I'm just saying, don't dive him. I'd steal last hits from the carry.
Yeah, yeah. If Paragon was my carry, I'd be stealing CS.
Also, that's when Legion decides to join the fight. Eagle, who is 0-4, by the way. 0-4.
He's been helped out a little bit by the fact that I think the only person he can win a duel against has come to his lane.
Yeah.
Got a random. Please upgrade your boots.
$2 a drink at a bar? I guess with inflation, $2 a drink is fair enough. It used to be $1 a drink. Now I guess it's $2. Either way, it's fucking ridiculous. I mean, the worst thing about it is, and this is why America will never move away from their fucking stupid cash-obsessed economy, is what are you meant to do?
Where's the party?
If this, you have to carry cash, and more than that, you better have small bills. Because if you say, can you give me change for a 20 to the wrong guy, he'll say no, and then you got to tip him a 20. If you don't have tips, you can just pay with card. Way easier. Something tells me Gore is going to go for the oh, he's not going for the Ags build. He's going for a regular build.
The only thing I'm kind of skeptical about tipping on card, and I do it like here in the UK as well. Like this happens when I've been to the US a couple of times. I'm always worried that if I tip on card, the servers are not actually going to see it.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe it's like a bit of an old-fashioned way of thinking, but I'm always very wary.
That might be the worst duel I've ever seen.
They might get more kills here though. Reverse is getting very low. Oh, but he zips out. He's dodged. He's fine. Gino might actually clean up here. Wow. What is happening?
They can't handle this Venge.
Paragon was desperate to get the Mars kill. And as a result, is going to get nothing.
Oh shit!
Please don't die to Gino.
Well, if Gino hadn't run, she wins that fight.
Oh, okay.
Like, I'm not kidding, but her goon instinct of just running away actually cost her that kill. I think if she just fights him, she wins. She got Solar Crest, she's got Wave of Terror, and she's got her stun. I think she wins that fight. PL has fucking nothing.
Yeah. They would have won that.
Sorry,
I mean, I think... Yeah, no, it's alright. No, it's... But still a good fight for Radiant, regardless. Like, I don't know what... I don't know what Storming Eagle is gonna try and do next, but... The run into a full 5-on-5 team fight and try and get a duel off on a random target is... That's not it, Chief. Eagle. Okay.
Kill him! Oh, Eagle doesn't want to fight the solo sniper while 3 of his teammates are there. This is why, honestly, this is the perfect hero for Eagle to pick, because it will expose his many, many weaknesses at Ancient 4!
Apparently, someone said in chat earlier, apparently he's been tanking MMR.
Yes,
which
of course!
Very good. The great adjustment after the great adjustment.
So apparently people tip on card in the States. I do know that there are a few issues with tipping if you do it that way. Number one, you're not actually tipping your server. You're tipping, and then they like divvy it up amongst everyone, right? And some places will and some places won't. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind it's a shitty culture. Like, it is a fucking shitty culture. Like, the idea that someone carries their bag to my room and the only reason they do it is because I'm giving them a tip feels shitty to me as both a customer and if I was an employee. I'm doing it because it's my fucking job and I'm paid a reasonable wage to do that. Not because you're going to give me $5. Like, that just feels shitty.
Told you a storm was coming.
Yeah.
Why has he got... Oh, he's got all of his items out so he can bottle up. That's pretty groovy.
He's too good for the in-house. Get reversed out of the in-house.
I don't know.
Yeah, I get that.
Have you ever been to France and had a French waiter?
I haven't had a French waiter.
So someone says, you'd rather have a French waiter? Yes! The service in France is really fucking good. They are professionals. They know what they're doing. There's no doubt in my mind I would rather have a French waiter than an American earning $2 an hour and relying on my tips. I tip my Deliveroo drivers over here because I feel bad for their shitty career. And they always say thank you for the tip because they're like, thank you. Nobody normally bothers. But I tip them because they're having to drive in the fucking rain at 7 o'clock on a fucking Tuesday night or whatever in the traffic and everything. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to tip that guy. No, it's not €1. If it's a good restaurant, I always tip. There's either a service charge included, which I'm happy to pay, or if there's not, I'll tip. And I'll tip a decent amount.
A soldier's fortune.
Because it's like a thank you. It shouldn't be like expected. It's a thank you. Thank you, the service was good. If the service was shitty, I'm not going to tip you. But I do that because it's the right thing to do, not because otherwise these people don't get fucking paid. And I know that when they're nice to me in a restaurant in America, and they're like overly nice, because otherwise they don't get any fucking money. It's dog shit. It's a shit system.
Yeah, I hate it. I never know how much to tip either. Like, it just seems to be everyone's got a different idea of what standard tipping rate is.
Yeah, it's hard.
Which that is absolutely like a first world problem. I'm glad that I don't have to deal with like, you know, relying on strangers to just decide if I'm doing a good job or not.
It's I mean, it could be the smallest thing, and they decide they're not going to tip you. Like, there's no fairness to it. It's shitty. It's really shitty. I hate it. Oh, hello.
Oh,
James has just gone in. Didn't get any spells off. If he just waited for BKB, maybe he gets something off. But they've got too many ways to stop him.
Oh, got a random one to reveal itself.
Well, I mean, this is all Gore is doing, is occasionally fucking zapping. Oh my, Robertus. If he hadn't used Assassinate...
Oh, the support legion's coming to save the day. Right, Eagle. I know you won a duel earlier, mate, but it would be nice if you won a second one. Yeah.
Wait, did he? I thought he didn't.
No, he won a duel on. He blinked dueled a low health Jakiro after the first one. But
I mean, the thing is, this is what an off-lane Legion would be expected to have. Let's switch to net worth. So he's 4th in net worth. The Sniper has more. The Slardar has more. The Storm has more. The PL has less, but PL has been shit. He's 1 and 5 and hasn't been hitting creeps as much. So at the very least, Eagle will farm. But this hero kind of relies on the whole dual damage thing. Like, that's kind of her thing. This is what I don't get.
If you want to be snowballing, you've
got a Storm.
You could be the biggest threat. You could be the biggest threat on the map right now.
Dude, you have Storm and Legion, and they're like, carry Legion. This is just so dumb. It's so dumb. I just don't get it. The goons don't think. I'm sick of it, Red.
It's just... It's like, right, what people talk about in chat? Bonuses. Imagine getting a bonus. Couldn't be me. Me on my NHS wage with my great pension. I won't be able to collect on for about 80 years at this point.
Yeah, we're going to be working till we're in our 70s at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, the crucial problem is old people are living forever.
Yeah.
Like all the advances, the whole system of pensions kind of falls apart if you retire at 60 or 65. My mum didn't retire until she was in her 70s because she had to, like she needed to work. But
I'm gonna try and retire as soon as I can, but not. Well, when it makes the most financial sense, which I guess is for everyone.
But yeah, everyone wants to do that. Of course you want to retire as soon as possible. And just relax and enjoy life. Like, that makes sense.
Where's the party?
Oh, they got the PL. I wonder how much longer they're going to be able to keep doing that. Because he's going to have 2 ways to escape.
Paragon not having the greatest game. He has bought a Manta style recipe, nowhere near his old model. Where is Eagle?
I don't know. Here's my final word on tipping. Eagle is hitting a tower, by the way. My final word on tipping is that people in America always say, if you want good service, what do you expect without it? If you don't have a tipping culture, you won't get good service. All I would say is, it's not like America has the monopoly on good service. The service you get in America can be very, very good, don't get me wrong. But a lot of the time, I feel like it's completely phony, and I don't think it's good service so much as cloying, over-the-top service, and I know what you're after. Like, it deletes any idea that this is good service, and is literally just, you're just going through the motions of being nice because you might get some money out of it. Like, it feels phony. Even if they aren't being phony, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, you're just doing this for a tip. That's the problem with it. It destroys the relationship between customer and server because you essentially feel, why are you being so overly nice? Hi, how are you guys doing today? I'm like, I don't believe you. Even if that's actually you, I don't believe you because I just think you're after my money. That's how it feels. Duel? On illusion! They might get him anyway, but Madon.
Oh, misses the spear. Okay, Paragon. This is a bit of a comedy of errors.
This is. Paragon does still perish.
And chat, remember, if you would like to tip this stream, go to donoclip.com/pflax. And
you're right. I've made a fool of myself, Red. I've made a fool of myself.
Make your opinions known on a voice clip, and it may get played on stream.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
what is going on in this? What is going on in this game? Why are there so many heroes sitting on high ground at 25 minutes?
See, I will say this, Red. I am definitely not fake nice to people in order to get.
Oh, definitely not. No, people don't come here for the niceness.
I mean, that's the worst part of all of that shit. When people are like, hey guys, what's up? People hate that shit. Well, that's tipping culture. Blah! Tornado.
You did a stream where you were just doing the generic "thank you for scrubbing."
Use your spells, Mitchie. Use your spells. I was just doing the generic what?
The generic like thanks for subscribing. Hope you're enjoying the stream, and it was terrifying.
Yeah.
Chat hated it.
Yeah. Because it's fake as fuck. You know it's fake as fuck.
This is why, at this rate, you are going to end up with a chat full of bobs.
That's what I want. Yeah. Bob is genuine. That's what I want.
Bob is the ideal viewer.
Like I want people to call me out when I do dumb shit, and I want people to call out other people when they do dumb shit. I don't want to just be this fake echo chamber.
Hmm.
Like I always say, people say I give chat, like, the goons too much shit. But every time I play Dota, if I fuck up, there are like 8 clips of me fucking up. Immediately. Like, within minutes. Just gotta deal with it. Just the way it is. Oh, the BKB.
Oh, there's so many BKBs, actually.
That was a big surprise BKB from Slaughter, and... Oh, Granny's Cookies Robertus is in danger. Gore also popped his own BKB. He's not doing much damage, but he'd be peeping. Did anyone die? James is in trouble here. He's been ice path.
James is in a lot of trouble. I don't think he's got any help.
No. Oh, the Swapadoo! The 4-star!
He's got a blink on Jakiro? Holy shit. Right, okay. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Might actually have a game on our hands. That was... Okay. So... That fight was a reveal of not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 BKBs.
You're right.
Revealed at the same time. Would you like to guess who was the only person who refused to use their BKB?
Was it Eagle?
It was. Eagle just immediately ran away.
Of course. He likes to hit creeps. I'm just popping to the loo.
Okay.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
No one else has dual damage, chat, alright? It is just Eagle. Eagle with 18 dual damage. That's 1 level 1 dual win. So we got what's going on here. So everyone is farming, chat. I'm not sure what to talk about. Everyone's farming, including the active heroes. Robertus on Storm Spirit was having a really, really strong game, and it's just come to a complete halt because I don't think anyone actually wants to play with him. Everyone's just farming up their next big items. Not really sure why. Just no rhyme or reason.
What's up?
Are scanning.
Oh, there's like... Everyone's just hitting creeps. All 10 heroes just decided to take a break and just try and get towards their next big items.
Yep.
It looks like Radiant might try to be set up for Roche, though.
Jito is one of the few supports I think actually has some promise.
I think
they just do some things where you think, you know what, that's actually pretty good. Had some good games lately. One of the few Goon supports I think, you know what, actually capable of doing something in a video game. They are looking for Roche. It's not down here. They're waiting for it.
It's not coming down for the 15 seconds.
They're like, we'll catch them when they come through.
And
the jig is up. They know.
Storming Eagle immediately.
They're going through. They're going through. They didn't anticipate this in any way, shape, or form.
Right, BKB, you Seagull.
Oh my.
Get Oblivion Flag Enjoyer. After him.
So, Robertus didn't BKB before he went in because, of course, he has Aegis. But he got the perfect jump on Gore. If he had BKB, they'd kill him there. The problem was, they didn't wait for the rest of the team to come through. He was like, there's a sniper, I'm going! The rest of the lads were just not quick enough to get into position. Mars didn't get his ult off. Venno died. Legion died. Venge died. They just didn't take... Just a little patience, boys. A little patience.
Just a bit of communication. Just say, we need to go on the sniper. The problem was that Eagle just TP'd in immediately on a tier 1 that then fell, which meant that no one else could TP in.
Oh, he TP'd to the tier 1?
He TP'd to the tier 1, and then it immediately went down, so no one else could TP apart from to the outpost, which is like a longer channel.
Everyone else was going through the portal. He didn't go through the portal?
No, he TP'd in, Slardar went on him immediately, and just spent the entire fight chasing the Legion commander away.
Right, so the Dire team got the Aegis, right?
Radiant got
Radiant got the Aegis. Then some of them came through the portal. Am I going crazy here?
Yeah, they came to the portal to try and... But Eagle decided he's too good for the portal.
He's going to TP.
Just TP'd in.
This is so weird. Like, they had no idea they were there. The Dire team had no idea they were there. They came through the portal and they were just bing chilling. And then Storm was like, me see sniper, me go. And went in without BKBing and then had to bail. Still has Aegis, so they can still take another fight. But it was just odd.
Yeah.
There's no coordination between Eagle and Robertus at all.
No. And they need to be playing together. They've given him a bottle for a DD. I'm not sure how much that'll do. I'd rather have the DD on the Storm at this point.
Duel in 32 minutes.
There's not even been an attempt, and this is all time for PL to catch up. It'll take him a long time, but he will get there.
I mean, PL is already getting to the point, I think, where it is going to be a challenge for the Goons to figure out which PL is which and deal with him. Because if he gets the Ags, that is a fucking nightmare to deal with.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of stats as well when he finishes it. So he's not just gonna die to random magic damage being thrown around in the fight.
I mean, look, to be fair to Eagle, it's not his fault that he's Ancient 4. He didn't pay some lad to boost his account. He just ended up at Ancient 4 because of Glicko. It's incredibly unfair for me to keep pointing it out, but it's also very funny to me.
Shout out to Traitor's Gambit.
A reference of yore. So for those of you who have not been around that long, Traitor's Gambit was a lad who used to be on the Discord, regular in the stacks, talked a good game, did not play a good game, and I believe it was Bob, was watching Cap's stream one time, and who's in the game but Traitor's Gambit. But this Traitor's Gambit had a very thick Russian accent. And Traitor's Gambit was suddenly a very highly ranked player. And the question was, how did Traitor's Gambit get so good at Dota? The answer is, he paid a young Russian fellow. Oh wow, this Slardar is kicking ass. But
I don't know if he can fight all of these heroes though, he needs some backup.
No. Oh, it's Ags on Storm. Oh, there, well done, Eagle, mate. Well done. Well done, bud. Well done.
He spent most of that fight. He blinked into some trees. And
Oh, it wasn't
most
Bob?
of it just-
You think it was Munt? Fair enough. I thought it was you, but fair enough.
Man, that was so long ago.
That
but
was like
still
8 years ago,
funny.
something like maybe six years at least.
It's more. It's more than 6.
I think it
because
is more.
I think it actually predates the Discord.
I think it
How long
does.
ago it was.
I think it might. Yeah.
Back on Dota Noobs TS.
It was. So it was not Bob. Interesting. I always thought it was Bob. Might have been Munt then. Hey, I go Munt. I go Munt. Okay, Trader's Gambit. I push Munt. I was like, that's not Trader's Gambit. He's like a Northern English lad. Or was it? Oh, actually, I think he was like an Essex boy or something. He was like, trust me, lads. Race King rushes Ags. Trust me, I'm Divine One, alright? I'm High Ancient. This is the build. An L. A massive, massive L.
When Wraith he got one of that honestly, the Wraith King Ags being the cancer of 6.85.
So
that meme has stood the test of time.
So funny. That was like back in the, was it Spetsky and guys like that, like different stats.
Oh, Spetsky.
Sen Commander days. Mr. Pun himself. Ruined half the clips this channel made.
There was a guy that used to play with, like, all the way back in the day called Boris.
Yeah.
I wonder what happened to him. Like, there's so many. I see people on my like Steam friend list now who have been offline for 6 years, and I just think, wow.
Yeah.
You properly got offline.
Yeah, yeah. Sen was not a bad lad. The issue was, if anyone said anything funny, Sen had to try and one-up it, to the point where something really funny would be said or happen, and while we're all laughing, Sen's making a terrible pun. And it, like, every clip became Sen Commander talking over what was actually funny and clippable. And I was just like, dude, can you fucking stop? It was just like, just enjoy the moment, just laugh at the moment. It's a funny thing. And his whatever joke or quip was always far, far, far less funny than what had happened. So he wasn't one-upping. He was like 10 downing every single funny thing that happened. I just got too much in the end.
While we're reminiscing on this memory lane, when's Week in Flax episode 7 coming out?
Oh, that was when I used to edit my own shit. The Week in Flax. All the funniest moments from the week. That was before I streamed. I had to record all my games, and I would write down on a piece of paper funny shit that happened, and then go back, find it in the recording, and clip it up for the video. Or I would just take a game and edit it down to the good moments. Ursus Maritimus? Yeah, he was a good lad. We had some good games. There was that game where we played against, I think I started the game with almost a rampage on OD, and it was the easiest game I've ever played. They went for a level 1 roast, and they kept going back for it, and we kept killing them. The game where I was Wraith King, we were up against a Naga Siren who was abusing the Naga item duplication bug, where if you did your doubles, you could sell items at the side shop from your illusions, and we had a Naga Siren 10 minutes into the game who was 6-slotted, and we still won the game. That was a fucking vid. Yeah, there were a few. Me getting coached by Blitz. I did a series where I ran my plays past Dr. Owie. We did one vid of that. Me and Blitz playing Hearthstone. I think we did 2, maybe, of that. I just, they never did views. Like, the problem is the guides did really well. Like, pretty fucking well. I think if I was doing them now, and they were better, like, and actually funny, they might even do better. But at the time, I mean, to get like 250,000 views or whatever on a Dota vid was crazy. Like, no one was doing that. And then I was just like, I can't fucking do these anymore. I've got nothing more to say about these heroes. I've played the game enough that I can't be like faux confused about what Slardar does because I know what the hero does. The original fun was I don't even know the names of these heroes, and the new players loved it because they were like, yeah, me neither. And there were people that watched those videos and were like, I got into Dota because of your videos, because they were like, oh, this looks funny, and it's okay to be shit. And now the community's just built around being shit because, you know, we welcome shit players. This is a place where you know you can find other shit players who will not fucking scream at you like they do in solo queue. That's the whole point of the Discord.
Like, don't get Ted wrong, chat. This is not a safe space. You will still get shouted at. It'll just
I
be
will
by
shout
Ted.
at you. I will shout at you. I've just always thought it's much funnier. It's much funnier to have someone fuck up and not have someone go, good try. Oh, unlucky. Like, there's no clip there. That's not funny.
No.
That's just, it's not funny. And I don't think people would want to play in those games if we were just, like, ultra positive. Like, fuck off.
No.
You'll never get try, guys.
You'll never get on those Twitch clip re-uploader channels like that.
Yeah.
Radiant are scanning.
Got a random going for the 40-minute treads.
Love to see it. Okay.
Oh, after 40 minutes of fight, it's broken out.
Nice axe. Nice axe. Oh, shit.
Jesus
The
Christ.
Slardar is still alive. Someone kill the Slardar. Wow.
Okay. It's a 5 for nothing.
By the way, Eagle is on a killing spree, but he only has 3 kills. So I guess that's a spree. I don't even think that counts as a mass shooting. I don't want to be topical or anything, but
oh god. So Eagle being on a killing spree also means that he was 0-6 at some point and now has 3 kills.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Oh my god, Eagle. What are you doing, man? Oh, they took a Rax at some point. I missed them.
Well on, Eri. Push your glasses up and post that again, mate. Actually, that counts as 3 or more. You're right, Eri. It would have been much funnier if I hadn't said that.
Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
Eri, by the way, is like the archetypal goon in many ways, but he's also unlike the goons in many ways in that he is actually really helpful and does good things. Doesn't just make me time him out and have to delete channels. Eri is like the most helpful goon, which is...
I was going to say, Eri at least adds value to the community. Then again, yeah. Actually, that's not fair. I think all goons add value.
Add a value of a kind.
Yeah.
Different currencies, but it is value. Oh, shit.
Oh, Gino going down. But Gino has axe.
They need to stop focusing the Mars.
How did you not win that duel, Eagle? Okay, lads, you're going a bit deep now. You're starting to run out of mana on certain heroes.
Oh, Paragon got saved.
Paragon determined to die. He's...
Why did he do that?
Paragon. He's just standing in the Mars fire. Okay. How's Robertus going to get out of this one? He's just going to leave. Oh, no, he's not. He's going to turn around and kill them. James! you have abilities! This feels like the game might be coming to a close.
Thank God. I wish I could look and their buildings are being taken. That's what I want, is they fart around like this for 10 minutes and then they lose. That would be amazing.
Oh no.
So Robertus absolutely put this game on his back. And James actually on Mars did some work as well.
James is actually killed at this game.
He's 12-6. Like Robertus is 12-2. James is 12-6 on 19. They've done so fucking well. They've carried this dog shit Ancient 4 player to victory essentially.
I think that they need to win the game right now. I think because Storming Eagle has actually won one level of each duel.
Perfect.
And what more can you ask than that? It's beautiful. 84 duel damage of 44 minutes.
It's a great number.
I'm pretty sure he still can't win his own duels.
Whatever the time is, double it. That's how much duel damage Eagle is going to have. I think that is a fair measure.
Oh.
Yeah, he's dueling for the cycle. Well done, Chrono, mate. There's a baseball reference for anybody in chat that's a baseball fan.
Oh, James. His fan got around him. BKB's been you. Got around him, you can't fight this man.
In comes the fight, though. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Oh, hello. They're actually living here. Robertus is out of mana, but...
They're fighting in the fire as well.
They
Fire
are.
ran out.
Okay, the fire ran out. That was a shame. That could have been a good fight. They called it.
Okay. They put up a good fight.
Radiant victory.
It's over.
Good job, Rez Regi.
Well, there you go. Eagle absolutely mid-table on strats in GTI and a mediocre carry performance here. So congrats to him. He is unranked. Oh, he's Legend 3 now. That flashed up as Legend 3 for a second. Fantastic. That is more like it. Anyway, Red, thank you so much for stepping in and casting. I know it's late on a Tuesday. Good luck. Have a good week, mate.
Cheers, you too.
All right, peace out, brother. All right, I'll see you lot tomorrow. Cheers for watching. Take it easy. Peace out.